Very good.
So smooth.
So smooth. Mature audiences only. Are you immature? Stick around.
Yep.
Oh,
Hi.
Creative and weirdness.
thank you for the subs. And we
Thank
got
you.
tons of folks. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, I'm not sure
Hmm.
why that's not displaying.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Your subs aren't displaying on the screen right now.
But we know they're
We
there
see them,
because we
so
see
thank you.
And we'll go blah, 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 every time.
them. Liz will interrupt any scene she is in or not in to do this if it happens.
What's up?
Our IP address might have changed. That's probably what happened. And in order to be
Write that
connected
down.
to here.
You're right there.
We were Googling Scott just before this, not realizing that he is not the first of his name.
Yeah, so why did this come up anyway?
I don't know.
Scott Humphrey, first of his name.
First of his name. And yeah, no, that's right, we were looking up me because,
you
because I was
said
saying,
that your phone wasn't going to listen to you anymore, and so we tested it immediately, and then Kate's phone listened to her and Googled you.
right, and there's Rob Zombie's longtime producer is also named Scott Humphrey and therefore comes up first, but then Liz started digging in because I'm second of his name, and there's the world...
president of the World Floor Covering Association, which I think is the greatest thing I've ever heard.
Requiem Lost, I'm drinking tea, Earl Grey, hot,
Good.
with soy milk. I know. I love it. Y'all don't have to.
I'm drinking Crown Royal with
It's not hot
some
anymore either.
lemon fizz. Yeah, World Floor Covering Association.
I know, Kung Fu Fenris. I was also very confused. Hey, welcome,
Ooh,
Raiders.
Thank you. Welcome, Raiders. Hopefully this means you didn't get pre-rolls, because we should have had. And start to prevent them. So welcome.
Yeah.
We're just getting settled, and I've got a grapefruit-based fizzy drink.
I have no drink.
Oh shit, water.
Gondor has no drink. Gondor needs. Do you
Oh,
have your
no,
drink?
meats, I have nothing.
Do you need your water?
Hey, ooh, look at these cute little emotes.
Oh, I like
that.
these
Oh,
emotes.
that
D20?
D20 emote.
Thank you. This
That
is
is
great,
a
the red sage.
Smexy D20.
We've got a hype emote.
Hang on.
We also have,
Following right away the red sage. I want to see more of it.
but like that's also
Stop
that
me.
is a
God, that's cute.
D12.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of D12s. I mean, we've got the D10,
Yes. Famously.
but that's some pretty damn decent emotes right there.
Cool.
And thank you for the raid.
Yeah.
We just started. Just getting started here, and one of our players is early going to get me a drink because I forgot.
It happens.
Lucky me. I am dumb as hell, but at least I have other people I can rely on.
I would say you were busy, and you don't even have to say what you were doing.
I know what I was.
No, you should tell everyone what you were doing. It's very important.
I was looking up to see how much it would cost for us to get back into our rock band habit, because we used to play rock band a lot.
Not
A
the profession.
lot.
Like we used to play it a lot, and now we're finally in a position where if we wanted to play again, we could without bothering other people, and we could be as loud as we would choose. But our equipment doesn't work.
Yeah.
And buying it online is a lot
Buying it on
Sure, yeah.
of Monet. So
Thank you, Mia.
Is
we're-
it bad
we're
though that
waiting
I'm
for-
still like, oh, it's only $600.
we're waiting for a company to be like, oh, here's essentially that.
If anyone from Harmonix is watching, I'll gladly.
Who played what? We all kind of played everything.
Yeah.
I did not like drums so much. I was not very good at drums. I
was trying
preferred
to pick them
guitar.
up. I played a lot of bass when we started because I always actually wanted to take up the bass guitar, and I never did. I haven't yet. But yeah. Well, the problem Kung Fu Fenris with actual instruments.
That's like 10 times the expense.
no.
and
Well, you sound shitty if you're not good. That's the important
another
part.
thing,
You
yeah,
can't just be
true.
like.
the game will
you
kind
know?
of like whip it so that you sound good. But real life doesn't do that.
And we don't want to learn new skills here, okay? We got our heads full of RPGs. Okay, thank you very much.
That's
That gallery
by
is
the way.
full. The gallery of skills.
It's like telling everybody who like plays FIFA or
Oh shit, yeah.
Madden or whatever. I'm like, why don't you just go play soccer? Why don't you just go get a football and run around? Like, yeah, because honestly, it's a lot of fun to play Rock Band.
I got Requiem.
I did learn how to play the drums when I was in elementary school, so I was actually
Still
halfway
talking about
decent at the drums at Rock Band.
I guess.
You could, I think, the drums did a decent job of.
Singing translates.
Sure, that's true too.
We just never warmed
The-
up as
the
we
way-
should
well,
or
and the
took
way
care
that
of our
they-
instruments.
Yeah. Sometimes I felt like I had to sing the bottom ones in my higher register and
Yeah.
the top ones in my lower register or whatever because of where my vocal range landed compared to the song.
And it doesn't
Or it's a
reward
match.
creativity. Like if you're trying
No.
to do something fun, it's like fuck you.
No. You have to no vibrato, just straight
Yeah.
straight pitch match, and you win.
Imagine if it insisted on vibrato.
That would be the bar. Oh Requiem, we got one bassoon. No.
Here we go.
Yeah, we got one bassoon player.
It's
No.
literally the moment I've been waiting for.
Wait.
No, we rented it. My parents knew it wouldn't last.
I had a trombone for a long time, like that I owned, that I had in the house for a long time, and a button up
Yeah,
at the end. I also had in the house
You
for a long time.
legitimately practice. Yeah.
Well,
Could
it
have
was
been
for a
the
show.
Canadian Weird Al.
Guys, I
What?
missed my goal.
Quick, go find the button accordion.
Oh my god, maybe I should. He's great. Weird Al.
Let's have a look just while we're here
And wow.
at your growth. So if you will remember, session
Every time
you
you say
did
that,
not
we did not level up.
you did not level up.
We did not grow.
You did not grow. For people who don't know necessarily, we did make it so that growth is a communal bank, which everyone puts their growth into, and then when it hits 12, everybody gets to advance. Because I don't like rewarding individual players for being selfish. And I say this having come out of your mini campaign, having been absolutely goddamn selfish.
Like, but if I keep
Well,
doing this, I get XP. Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
it wasn't so much that I was taking away from other people, but I definitely, the way the game worked out, just my character got to do a lot of things to get XP.
Yeah. Didn't you're right, it didn't come out of, it wasn't a zero-sum game, right? It didn't like take it away from other people, but I do agree with you, it feels kind of uneven when that happens. So this is a good system. It's been working too, because we've been advancing like
That's right.
Woo.
Do you advance a lot? Like, do you cross the street?
Yeah, I've been known to cross the street.
What do you do when you cross the street?
Well, I always make sure to look both ways.
I always make sure to have safety cards.
That's right.
Yeah.
To be safe, yeah.
Because looking both ways and not getting run over by a car is a key element of safety. And in this game, these plastic cards are our key element of safety. You folks at home do not have cards, but you do have options. We'll get to that in a moment. A green card, also known as the play card, symbolizes that I am enthusiastically consenting to the roleplay that is happening right now, and I am down to continue, even if I appear otherwise. A pause card is, hey everyone, I need to make the table aware of something. Can we all just stop while I do so? And once I've lowered the card, that means we're cleared to continue play. A red card or a stop card means I am not okay to continue. In our case, streaming, it probably means that we will swap to a BRB screen while we discuss amongst ourselves, and we will only continue play if everybody at the table is comfortable to do so. What options do you find folks have? Well, your safety is also very important to us, so you can always message us privately by using the whisper command. That means that all of us will see it if you whisper RPGClinic. You could also message one of our mods. Right now we have Kung Fu Fenris in the chat. Thank you very much, Kung Fu Fenris, for being here. And finally, you can always leave the stream or close chat. Of course, we'd be sad to see you go, but we need you to prioritize your safety. It's important.
It is,
Thank
especially
you.
with such a smile. I love that. Hi. Thank you. Thank you. That's great.
Ellie Spot believing that we still do sound checks.
I mean,
Oh,
you know,
boy.
do we think, so Red Sage, as to your comment, do you think it would improve our lives if we started like, you know?
Well,
doing-
we are doing the equivalent. I mean,
We are
I
the
guess
equivalent.
we are indicating like, thumbs up, go.
Yeah.
This
And
would
then,
be a pause.
Right.
Everybody, pay attention. I need to tell you something. Like we could get really bad miming with it, but yeah.
That could be very fun. Good time.
You know what else was good times? What happened last session?
Oh, it was. Darn Skippy. Let's find out.
Just before Yong-Su could be carted away by the Kyoshi warriors, Dan and Bao arrived on the scene to intervene. Yong-Su pleaded his case, Dan fetched Zhai after some dismayed deliberation, and Bao exposed the fact that a large sum of Saoan gold had been stolen, and the rest taken out of circulation. After thorough questioning, it was revealed that Sayla had been paid off by fire sages starting 5 years ago. Yes, she had betrayed her own twin sister and allowed the mirror scale to be taken away. The conveyor of said payments? None other than our still missing courier, Tatik. After a tense exchange of words implicating Councilwoman Takata and ending in a threat on Yong-Su's life, Sayla left the island in exile. Faced with the opportunity to end her own outcast state, Kai Ming chose instead to continue traveling with our newfound friends. Will Bao and Kai Ming be able to trick the Kyoshi warriors into thinking the parcel never contained the scale? Will Yong-Su be murdered in his sleep by a vengeance Sayla? And will Dan and Zhai ever go on their date?
I know we're muted, but I feel the need to like cover my mouth when I laugh during the thing. 'Cause I don't want to like overstep, but I forgot about will Yong-Su be murdered?
Sleep? I mean, that was the threat. That was
It
basically
was. No. It was 100% correct. I just.
And we're not all sharing rooms, so really it could happen. And
Yeah.
no one would.
Yeah, me too, buddy. Sayla, like. Good times.
Reckon lost once the date to happen at the last session. That's what I choose to read into that statement.
As like an ongoing, like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if kind of thing.
Wouldn't it be nice if there was no date?
Oh.
It never happens ever. It's tough shit.
Or does everyone else get a date first?
Yeah. You could ask somebody out.
I suppose I could.
Yeah.
You're going on. A
But
date
our
with your
NPC
cousin.
options are so limited.
John, our CPU just spiked. Have you launched an
Yes.
app? Okay.
And to be clear, I'm not going on a date with my cousin.
A date in which your cousin is present.
Correct. Yes, that's more correct. I want to be clear that Youngsu's not going on a.
It sounds like a very.
That is correct, actually.
They did hug.
Yeah. And then, nice threat whispered in his ear.
Yep.
Good times. That's how a lot of my dates go. What?
Just logging into featured chat.
Oh, yay.
I love how Chrome caused like our entire screen to lag.
All the lights dim in the house.
No, I
briefly. It's
specifically
like,
I
oh,
was
God.
like, did we just drop a frame? And then
Yeah.
I looked down and our
What?
CPU was at like 40%. Now it's down to 2. It's fine.
No,
but
yeah.
like,
Come on, guys. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Chrome is very funny that way.
yeah.
Sayla Sue,
Hmm.
I ship it. It could happen. You never know. I do have a tendency to be like, threats on my life, eh?
Well, famously, as Aragorn pointed out in that infamous Google slide.
PowerPoint presentation, yeah.
Yeah.
I date the problematic people. Which is funny because then I think back to the characters that my PCs have dated, and not all of them were problematic. Not all of them were problematic. I'm standing by that point.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Kyoko wasn't problematic. Guys! Someone back me up!
Having played most of the people who you've hooked up with over the years, I don't know if I agree with your statement.
Understood. To each their own.
Probably
Maybe
the
I just
one
wanna
who
get
was the most
murdered in my
innocent was Eyes of Light.
Oh. Yeah. She was nice. That's why I could never last.
Arresta?
Yeah, good.
Okay.
Arresta
I
was a
think the key
known
is-
wanted criminal of the.
Yeah, but so was Pyres. It was fine.
Yeah, exactly.
They were being known wanted criminals together.
Exactly.
In bed.
Oh,
Sexually.
nice.
Yeah.
They weren't doing criminal things in bed. Well,
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 Mark on this pie chart what degree of what percentage you care about arrest.
I forgot about that.
oh my god.
And we did a 50-50. We did a 55-45. That was good. Okay, sorry. That was a different campaign. That was a different thing.
Oh god.
We're back. We're here. Good times.
Are we ready to go?
I think so. Yeah.
Hmm. I find it ironic, maybe, that we were discussing about how everybody that Scott has dated is problematic. I think love is problematic. I think love and romance and sex all are inherently problematic, and that's why it's so interesting to play them out. Because it's in resolving the problems that you get the true benefit of all of these things, right? It's in working it out, the communication, the maybe just ignoring all the problems until one of you inevitably dies in a fiery explosion while the other one reaches out and screams no. Let's see what that looks like.
Am I the one in the explosion or the one reaching out and screaming?
You know, I don't care. Whichever one you want.
No.
There we go.
I'm okay. I was wearing fire-resistant
Shit.
armor.
Now I have to deal with our relationship troubles.
Oh.
Not again.
I mean, I'm so glad you're okay.
But in the context of the Avatar universe, romance has always been one of those things that's actually been, sprinkled throughout. It was front and center more in Korra. It was a little less so in Last Airbender, but definitely there still, right? And all I can remember from that is that you three are my forever girl.
Aww.
Baby, we're gonna... Anyway.
Gonna make you a movie star.
Did we change things? Yes.
Yeah, there's no space between quote and it's one word now.
It's one word.
You can also do add quote, one word. Both will do the same thing.
We spoke about this last time.
That's okay. It'll take a while.
Oh yeah,
We had the same thing for like 7 years.
that's true.
I think it's fair to, yeah.
So today, there may or may not be a date. Maybe more than one, who knows? At the same time, I also know that dates are one of those things that the first thing is to enjoy yourself, but the second is to find out just where the problematic areas are. Where are we going to be able to fix these things? Can we fix these things? And even if we can't, are we going to go ahead anyway? And then tie in the fact that all of you are superpowered individuals, and we'll see what happens. But first, Bao, where are you?
I do believe that Bao and Kai Ming returned to the center of the Kyoshi warrior camp, having informed the Kyoshi warriors that they being Bao, had hidden the mirror scale, or at least the contents of the parcel, back where they were previously.
What about the two of you?
Youngsu also has, I think, just before that, returned to that outdoor trial site and slumped back into his seat alongside Don,
Who never left.
who never correct.
Who looks with concern at Youngsu.
He is itching to talk, but is biting his tongue. Physically, he's physically biting his tongue. Just to be clear.
Well, I think probably you, Bao, we're going to deal with first. I keep bonking this. Let's just...
Bonking.
Oh,
Yeah,
don't-
donking, that's
don't-
better.
Then what are you doing? We know where you are. What are you actually doing?
Leading the Kyoshi warriors towards the site with Kai Ming.
Okay. And you are headed towards the site, but what are you doing? Because you said you had a plan.
Yes, my plan starts once we get there.
Okay. So I assume that you're taking them to where Youngsu originally had his scuffle.
Up to where we first we
Whoa.
were fighting the
The combustion.
combustion bender,
Okay.
and first found Tatik's bag, which should still be.
That's
there.
not where...
Oh,
No, he found it in town. It got blown out of the embassy.
yeah. But then he handed it off to Kai Ming.
Yes.
And where Kai Ming and Sayla, we first encountered Kai Ming and Sayla together. That's where I'm leading.
Yeah, that's
Just across, just like over
Yeah.
a hill, I think,
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
where we fought them.
relatively
Yeah.
close to there, yes. Okay. So, where is it? So the Kyoshi warriors who are accompanying you, Jang is one of them, but Mana is not. She remained behind, and also technically, yes, Kaiming is a Kyoshi warrior, but is not somebody who you have to convince one way or the other.
Yep. So approaching, there should still be this satchel on the ground. There should still be gold scattered all over the place. And so my plan is to, once they start scouring the area, blow the parcel that I actually have, use my airbending to blow it sort of around the edge of the hill to be like a little bit ahead of where we approach from.
Including the satchel or not?
The satchel should still be on the ground. So we had a box of some sort that Kaiming broke open. So that's the box that I'm trying to...
So you're not trying to
stealthily-
put it in the satchel, you're...
No, trying to imply that someone has already gotten to it.
Because it's been opened as well.
Yeah.
I see. All right. Well, it does sound like you're trying to trick a whole bunch of people here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now,
I'm a trained warrior.
I think you can get
I'm
to
an
backstage.
so this is a trick. I'm going to say that you're pretty. It's a good plan. It's not that easy to fool a whole lot of Kyoshi warriors,
No.
but since it's a good plan, I'm going to say you'll take nothing, add nothing, subtract nothing, straight up trick.
That is 15.
Oh, boop.
I rolled 2 6s.
Nat 12.
So
Where are you going with that?
the chance that you could have failed this roll then was a 1 in 12. You'd have to roll a 2 or a 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
So somebody has boosted their creativity.
Oh yeah.
did?
Heck yeah.
That
was great.
Yeah, that's actually one of the moves specific to your playbook that it lets you boost it up.
Yeah,
to 3, right?
specifically Way of the Future.
Way of the future.
I purchased it with my last growth.
With my last growth, I purchased creativity. Way of the future. Great. That means that you get to choose 2 out of the trick options that you have.
Yeah, so I'd love the additional opportunity and that they are deceived for some time.
Always a good one.
Okay. You don't want to take +1 forward to acting against the Kyoshi warriors.
I'm okay. I hope that I will, by succeeding in this, I will not have to act against them.
That is the
Very well. So the additional opportunity that I'm going to give you is that you can either have the Kyoshi warriors find this open package with all of its seals popped so that they'll be, tricked into thinking that somebody has already taken the mirror scale. Or alternately, I will give you the option that you could have the box full of some of these coins and therefore have them believe that it was never in the package to begin with.
That is what Kaiming had done at the end of our last session, was that she had put some of the coins into the box and closed it again.
Yeah,
So
to give
that
it
is-
some weight.
my thought was that they would think that it always had, that's what it had all along.
Okay, so then the extra opportunity that I'm going to give you is that they will be not only convinced that that you don't have the mirror scale, but
Yeah.
that also that they believe that Tatik never had the mirror scale, at least for some time, until evidence changes.
Yeah.
And so therefore Tatik was always a cold trail.
Red herring, false lead, all those
other
things.
synonym, other detective synonyms. That's very good for us, actually.
So as the Kyoshi warriors kind of fan out over the area, Kaiming stands close to you. She's standing quite straight. If you'll recall, she stuffed whatever was in the package down the front of her armor.
Yes.
So there's this also. She's got this sort of like, I don't want to move a lot because I don't want to break or snap or show that I'm carrying anything extra. Until eventually one of the warriors comes back holding the package with popped things and just says, "It was gold." reaches in, pulls out some of the coins, and just lets them drop back into the box. That was it. It was only ever gold.
But he was there. He was there the day it went missing from the Fire Sages. Which also lines up in the timeline with when the gold was stolen from the Sauons.
There's a conversation that ensues. It basically goes over how the reasoning of, well, was it ever in there? Maybe it never was in there. Maybe Tatik never had it. Maybe we've been chasing Tatik this whole time incorrectly. Does that mean that Kaiming has wasted her the last 5 years doing this?
Woof.
Does that mean that Kaiming still isn't allowed to speak with us because it's still missing? Until one by one their shoulders slump and they decide to return back to the village.
But we'll follow.
I like how there's this big sigh coming.
Well, Bao gave Kaiming the opportunity, you know, do you want to end this or not? And Kaiming said that she wanted to continue
Yeah.
with us, but it still sucks that it means Kaiming's stuck being exiled still.
Yeah. That she won't choose to sort of like undo
Yeah.
that or end it, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, at least for now. You head back for the two of you.
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay?
Yeah. I'm fine. Everything's just wanted to make sure that Sayla was okay. It's hard having to leave somewhere that you've grown to love over time, you know? This was her home and now she can't be here anymore.
You're thinking of Andong, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
And Republic City.
Two homes in one lifetime. I thought I'd always live in the same place. I'm not much of a traveler.
I never traveled before either.
What do you mean? I thought your job was to spread the good word. It's pretty clear that Youngsu does not know what your job entails at all.
It was to prepare for travel. I've trained for travel,
You've
but I've
been
never...
to the spirit world. That's travel.
In the spirit realm, yes, but I've never actually traveled in the mortal realm outside of Republic City.
Oh. Where would you want to go?
Well, where I'm destined to go is everywhere.
But where would you... Oh, so you only want to go where your destiny takes you? Where do you want to go, Don?
I don't know enough of the world to know where I want to go. I didn't know I'd ever want to come here, and I'm here, and this place is great.
Do you think we'd be allowed to see the statue of Avatar Kyoshi?
I'm sure we could ask. We're staying at the mayor's house.
Makes sense. I just don't know if they had rules against people, I don't know, chipping parts of it off or something.
Well, there's
People are
visiting
terrible.
and there's chipping parts
No,
of it
I
off.
know
Are you chipping
that.
parts of it
No,
off?
of course not.
Can we go and see the statue of Avatar Kyoshi? Fucking fuck it up.
Yeah,
Take
basically.
your toe.
Someone totally would, though. I'm just saying.
I think if we were respectful, they'd let us.
I'd like that. But I have something I need to do first.
Sayla said something that upset you, didn't she?
I don't know what you mean.
Okay.
He
Glad
gi-
it was a
he gives
pleasant
her a
conversation.
meaningful look, yeah. Yeah. I just, and he lowers his voice and leans in a little bit. I just feel a little stupid right now, okay? But I have a plan to feel better. And it involves lots of paper and lots of string. He whispers hoarsely, and then he just goes, paper and string, paper and string.
The sun is starting to approach the horizon. You've entered the golden hour.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's the most romantic time of day. Paper and string.
You can get back at this point.
Bell returns with the group.
You You didn't find it.
Gold.
Jang just says, "We have no idea. Maybe it was never in the box in the first place." It's true that it's possible that maybe it was in there and that whoever found it took it out and placed it, but Val pointed out that it matches the time of when all of the gold was stolen from the Salwans. So it's possible that maybe this is the source of where all the gold is coming from, and that the seals have just been meticulously been replaced every time. Maybe Tatik never was the ethical courier that we thought he was.
I wish we knew more about him. We don't. Sounds like the trail's gone cold, but we're gonna figure something out. I know it's your duty to make sure that it's safe, and we're gonna discuss and see what we can do.
Do you have an idea of what you might do?
Yongsu mutters paper and string under his breath. Sorry.
Try to,
Mm-hmm.
please. Try to find Tatik or go back to the source.
Tatik might have more information that can be useful. And with Mayor Dong's permission, I think we'd like to stay here for a little bit and rest.
Of course.
We left Republic City very suddenly.
You've done a great service for us. Then we'll be our honored guests. For one, I'm sure that you would like a chance to get cleaned up.
Yeah. Can we see the statue of Avatar Kyoshi?
Now?
No, just when it's...
Of course, that's a public courtyard. Everyone's allowed to go there.
I wasn't sure if maybe over the years you'd had people come and try to...
Chip away at the statue? Yes, of
Deface
course,
it.
all the time.
Okay. I was worried. That's all.
Statues can be repaired.
I guess that's true.
She takes one very significant look at Kaiming and then looks back. We'll give you some privacy. I'm sure that you have enough people who know where to lead you. We'll still be here, and indicates where the training center for the Kyoshi warriors if you need anything from us.
Thank you, Jang.
Hey. She looks at the sun. I'd say you have about an hour. Trust me, it's enough time.
Does something happen at night on I guess to bow, like, does something happen at night on Kyoshi Island that I don't know about? Sounds dangerous.
Why do you want to see the statue?
I like
Let's head back
Yep.
to the mayor's house.
We're going. I just like Avatar Kyoshi. I think she's really cool. I think we're heading back to Donk's home where we're
New
staying.
Donk City.
Once there are no other Kyoshi warriors with you, Kaiming says there is an onsen here if you need to bathe.
Wouldn't mind doing that. How do you all feel?
Oh yeah, I feel like I could go for a little cleanup. It's been a long day.
Is Shy still like right here?
He's not.
Okay.
He left when everyone else did to get ready for a thing,
That's right.
which is happening in about an hour.
Oh, an hour. Yeah, that's not.
What do you have?
Yeah.
Is that enough time? Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's specifically what.
Can
John.
maybe a quick dip?
You got something about that? Or
No, I love that.
great. Well, let's go.
Let's go.
I think driving off a combustion bender who was trying to destroy part of Kyoshi Island.
Saving numerous delicates from a fiery embassy.
Yep. Sounded like you said delicates.
Delegate.
No, I thought that
They
was
were
funny.
delicates
I thought
in
that
the
was
face
funny.
of flames. Jiangsu, thank you very much.
What are next steps?
Yeah.
But yes, A bath would be nice.
Yeah, let's just go rest for a bit. Are you coming, Kaiming? You want to come and rest with us?
I think I should.
Come on.
She looks down and realizes that she isn't going back to the training center. I guess I'll come with you now.
Yeah. We've all been through a lot today.
Off in just one sort of, I guess, the equivalent of like a few blocks out from the village, there's a very cozy little hut, traditional, wooden. You know, that we're not looking at the modern stuff that you've seen in the Korra universe. This is a wooden building, but it kind of opens out into some natural hot springs that are out here. There's a very, very kindly old person sitting at a desk just inside who looks at you through these massive spectacles and says, "Oh, I see. I was told to expect you to enjoy. I've made sure that the baths are clear for all of you."
That's very kind. Thanks.
Thanks.
Well, truth be told, there was no one here to begin with, but I do say it's not the most popular time to come at this time of day. It's very hopping around noon and also occasionally after dark. We have some lovely lanterns that we light. It's very romantic, but at the same time, I hope that all of you will enjoy. I've taken the liberty of providing you with towels and robes.
Thank you. I think we're gonna head in now.
We are?
Been a
We
long
are.
day.
And then realizes that they've set out 3. There are 4 of you.
Would I be able to have an extra one? My hair is really long and I could use a second.
Of course. And you, my friend, look like you could use an extra robe. You look like the sort of person who might lose one and puts an extra towel and a robe up for you.
Thanks.
That's pretty good.
Hemming smiles just like a tiny bit, like realizing exactly what's happening.
Oh, takes one off and hands it off, and
Maybe one other towel, because your face is awful dirty.
Thanks.
No, this one's handed to Bao.
Oh, okay.
As he looks pointedly at Kaimeng's still painted face. Make sure you don't get too much of artificial things into the springs.
Right. Noted.
fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So the springs kind of separate off into various. There seems to be 4 kind of preparation rooms.
There's 4 of us. Score.
Yes.
But
Oh, doesn't it?
the in going there, see that one of them is locked.
Oh.
I'm sorry, that one's under construction.
Nice that you're expanding. I think hot springs are a lovely addition to any.
We do what we can.
All right, I'll see you out there. And Bao heads off towards one of the branches.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
I can wait.
He's already shedding clothes.
They're like locker rooms.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
They're big enough for several people to go.
Oh, okay.
Youngsu's already like shedding clothing as he walks in. It's no big
Wait until you're in the room.
Sorry.
So then I look at Kaiming and look at the third. After you.
Okay.
Unless you want privacy to remove, because I can wait. I don't mind.
No. I. She gathers up her extra towels and her robe and kind of heads forward. distinctly, the three of you do notice, though, that he glances at her as she heads in, and there's this mixture of pity and pride on his face.
Yeah, I can see it. I mean, I think Young-Soo certainly doesn't have any like qualms about nudity or what, like not nudity, but you know what I mean. Like he's very excited to get into the hot spring and is
Young-Soo's got a staff, and Young-Soo doesn't mind if
everybody sees it. That's right. No,
3 sections.
Oh, well, that's weird. I assume, kind of like in Airbender, that when they bathe, they might keep their undergarments on. It doesn't really matter either way, I suppose. But
okay.
But yeah,
Lots of steam.
lots of steam. Yeah, there it is. That's the one.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Little towels.
Weirdly
on
enough,
your
it goes
head.
up to here on some people, but only up to here on some people. That's weird. Those weird L-shaped
I mean,
sheets.
look, Zabuka's already asked if this is an onsen episode. Maybe. But typically in an onsen like this, it's considered to be like whatever your level of comfort is.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you do what you like.
Dawn is very careful to like stay. She turns away from Kai Ming while she removes the makeup, especially and the garb, if that seems like that's something she'd be more comfortable with.
So, Kai Ming, when she enters into the room, there's a little bit of incense burning in each of the rooms. There's benches where people can sit. There aren't like lockers, but there are little alcoves where you can do things like hang up your clothes or put your staff or
I hang it over a hook and it's 3 sections. So stupid. Very good.
And there are a few mirrors as well, alongside some wash basins, meant for people to like just get themselves cleaned up before they go into a public bath. And timing doesn't seem particularly private about washing the makeup off of her face. You see that the black and the white kind of starts to swirl in the tub beneath her as she very carefully, it seems like there's a very deliberate fashion in which she does this. Otherwise, I imagine that every Kyoshi warrior's face would just be rubbed raw at every day, right?
Dawn watches this with great interest, the like ritual element of it.
And then she looks up just as she undoes her hair, right, from the high bun that she was keeping it in. So her hair's kind of like down around her shoulders and kind of a wavy mess. And then she says, there's something I have.
Oh.
She reaches to her sides and she undoes the bindings of the basically her breastplate and the
What's that?
lamellar
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
that she's wearing. And then as they come off, you see that she's still wearing kind of like undergarment.
Chemise.
Yeah, it's chemise, like, because you definitely don't want to wear armor right
No.
next to your
Nope.
bad plan. So it's kind of like quilted, padded chemise. But just above that, there's a wrapped up thing about that big, about the size that was in the package. It's wrapped in silk.
What's that?
We have to go into the baths. Do I take it with me or do I leave it here?
Take it. Wrapped in a towel. We'll keep it close.
Okay.
Hey. I had a really nice talk with Jang.
Oh?
She's lovely.
Yeah.
She misses you.
There's this like tightening in her chest for a second, and then maybe this means I'll get to talk to her soon.
I think she'd like that.
She wraps it in the clean towel, puts it down.
I also think that if you decided that maybe your penance was going to take another shape and didn't mean that your fellow warriors had to ignore you, I think she would understand.
God, making attack.
The
Oh my god, what?
The decision is yours to make, and I don't want to tell you what to do, but that's just the impression I got. I don't think she would judge you for anything.
It isn't about their judgment. Here, maybe I'd better explain this to all of you. So she removes the rest of her clothing. Her skin is immaculate. Just like there's no scarring, no indication of any kind of, a warrior. Look, in the Avatar universe, there's a lot of people who do a lot of fighting, and that's the way it is. But it's almost eerie how beautiful she is, in that her skin is flawless. She easily could make a living in the movers. But she then wraps herself in the towel that still has the remnants of the markings on her face, and then heads out into the actual baths themselves. Bao, I assume you've also made your way
head
through.
out.
So, Kaiming slips into the water, just making sure that the towel is discarded off to the side. And for a second, she just sinks underneath the water. And all of you can see is just like the hair floating around like odd black tentacles before she comes back upstairs and then upstairs. Before she comes back up for air and then swipes the water away from her face. It's good to be here, at least for a little while.
Yeah, this is a lot better than the river I used to bathe in. It was cold. It was very cold.
Water here is quite warm.
Yeah.
We're relatively isolated back here, aren't we?
Very much so. Like you're in a hot spring. There isn't anyone else around. This place is designed for peace and comfort.
Is the old person from the front watching us at all? No, we're not watching. That's weird. Sorry.
Why don't you assess the situation?
I will assess the situation. I'm not at a disadvantage to that, right? Good. Oh, yes I am. All right, here we go. Good. Creativity?
Yep.
Okay, mine's wrong. That's still a 9.
Yep. Does somebody want to help him? Spend another.
Nah, it's fuck. Everyone else is
Okay.
like,
You can ask a question.
A lot of these questions are so like danger oriented, which as they should be. I understand.
I have some bonus questions from your playbook. Are any of those useful?
I will read this one to you. Who or what here is the most vulnerable to me, even on a miss? Which does
Interesting.
not feel like something I want to ask. What should I be on the lookout for?
Kaiming is easily the most dangerous person aside from the three of you here. I wouldn't want to anger her in this case, because she's also very close to the object that she may or may not have been searching for all this time. Suffice to say that I'm telling you this because the old man is not present and will not be able to. So right now, the only thing you have to look out for is maybe don't piss off Kaiming too much, because as much as she is trying to relax and as much as she is acting as your ally, you also have the equivalent of having her backed up against a wall. So if you start being like, I'm going to take the mirror scale and do whatever the hell I want with it, she may end up deciding that this is not a good idea.
Sure. No, that makes sense. Okay.
You have assessed.
I feel assessed. Thank you.
So we emptied the package.
Right.
We haven't examined the specific contents of the package as far as I know. Bao glances over towards Kaiming. But the choice seems to be to not return it here right now. Considering the attacks that have happened.
Do you both feel comfortable making certain what it is that we found?
You said both.
Yeah, Don is looking at Bao and Kaiming.
Okay.
Being the
Fuck
one,
me, right?
well, being the
Sorry,
one
no,
who had it.
no, of course.
Yeah.
I know I get to say if I wanted to. Beat your face.
It seems like it's the right shape. But beyond that, I'm not sure. I never really took a long look at it. It's always been covered. Always. I've never seen it without it's unwrapped. I've never seen it unwrapped. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could try to use it. Not look in it for too long, but just long enough to see
To know what it
it is.
To be fair, the spirits just said don't stare into it for too
Yeah,
long.
that's
They didn't
it.
say don't look at it or
That's
don't
it.
use it.
So that's what she's saying.
Mm-hmm.
As long as it doesn't blast rainbow lights into the sky when you look at it or something.
Well, there's no guarantee of that.
We have to know what it is. Otherwise,
Well, we have to know what we have.
yes.
If it's just a fancy sheet of paper, then
Then we're back on our
we
lizard goose
are
chase.
where we claim to be.
Right.
If it's a relic, I'm bound to protect it. And if it's not, then
We make our
we
plan.
have other options.
Kaiming looks at the towel that's sitting just at the
We
edge.
all look at
you know,
Kaiming.
very close. Okay. She reaches behind her and she pulls out not pulls out. She pulls the wrapped package. And then she hands it out, not making any particular decision about who's going to
Damn.
take it, just letting it hang.
Dawn reaches for it without thinking, and then her hand freezes, and she looks at the other two.
You're bound to protect it if it is what it is.
We have to know.
No, it's not gonna like kill you, right?
I don't think so. So you're unwrapping.
She takes it and unwraps
Now, where are you? Are you in the bath? Are you out of the bath?
I think for this, she's sitting on like the edge bath, so her like feet are in the bath.
On the edge.
Yeah,
Shit.
I see.
Great discovery.
that's right.
Nice.
Oddly enough, Kaiming turns away from you as you're unwrapping it. What about the two of you?
Youngsu, who was kind of like propped up against the side of the hot spring, just relaxing, has now sort of waded over to be closer to like inspect it as well. So I think standing, basically in the hot spring.
I was looking between Kaiming and the parcel being.
What you pull out. Imagine a slightly concave. It's heavier than it would appear, but it's definitely not so heavy as to be difficult for you to lift. Maybe it weighs about 2 kilograms. One side, the outer side, is a very deep, almost sapphire blue. It's been polished so that it reflects the waning light that's coming from the sun. But the inside is obsidian black. It looks like it's been polished within a millimeter of its life, so much that even by looking at it, it's a remarkable black mirror.
Dawn takes a little breath. She sees it.
It feels hard, Like, it would be difficult to even try to damage it. It is beautiful. Not quite as beautiful as Young-Soo.
Please. There's no appearance rating in this game.
I already told you that I'd give you appearance ratings
Yeah.
if you asked for them.
What's Young-Soo's appearance rating?
Well, that's up to you.
Okay, great.
You get to pick.
Oh, good. Okay, great. I'll let you know when I decide.
I mean, it certainly looks like something that has power to it that's withstood the test of time.
Only want me to find out, Seeker? Unless you want me to do it with all my training.
That's okay.
I'm serious.
Where are the two of you? I guess I should also ask.
Bow's not like soup, but definitely close.
In the water or out of the water?
In the water, and could probably like reach Dawn with like 3 or 4 strides, or
Okay.
Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
I'm not within like grabbing distance, but definitely close enough to see.
In the water?
In the water as well.
Okay.
And Kaiming?
Cummings in the water.
In the water as well,
Uh,
but looking away.
in the water. Turns to lava. And
Cummings
lava.
actually a bit closer to Bow at the moment. So, are you going to try and use whatever
Yeah.
this thing is?
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like you are...
What am I doing?
Skills?
I think it's going to be relying on your skills and training.
Mhm.
But I am going to give you a -2
Okay.
to this because you aren't specifically trained with this, but you do have training in using artifacts that come from the spirit realm. So
Yeah.
we'll give you -2 because you haven't used this one before.
That is 9.
Okay.
Heck.
So, one thing that you do know is that using this, you actually have to put water in the kind of slightly bowl-shaped thing to give it that much of a connection. So you can't just whip it out and look at it and be like, I know what to do. You actually have to.
Ah, cool.
There is something that you have to do. So if you dip it into the onsen and pull it out, you'll be able to
She
see.
does so.
You also know that there has to be something that you are planning on doing, a plan in your mind. This has been related to you before when there was discussion of what it actually does, because it'll show you the reflection of the spirit realm, assuming you do what you think you're going to do or what you're planning on doing, and it will show you the reflection of this area as it's changed.
Right. Oh man, that's exciting. Okay. Excited.
So I need to know, what are you thinking about doing?
So there, in her head, she forms an
Or who?
she forms an image of the group of them looking for Tatik and finding him.
Okay. I'm going to ask you this not because I'm being mean.
Yeah.
Is that actually what done?
In regards to the mirror scale, yeah.
So she's not distracted by other thoughts.
No, I think she's.
That's.
I think
completely fair.
she's able to
It's
compartmentalize.
just more. I would have a more difficult thing if, for instance, one of these two, because they have currently marked conditions,
Yeah.
then I might ask them to make a roll
Yeah.
To see if you could.
to see, because otherwise you might be too focused on your guilt or your anger or your flatulence or whatever the hell other.
I think
that a condition?
because it's one of her responsibilities, especially like she's very
Get rid of it by.
she's very focused on this. I think that's the sense I get.
What you see is the Unagi, the fabled Unagi who lives in the bay just outside of Kyoshi Island, wrapped cozily around a massive boulder Like when I say massive, like imagine the unagi that you've seen in this. So it's like the size of this building. And it is asleep peacefully. Yeah, the unagi is basically a massive
Eel.
eel.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It doesn't seem particularly perturbed. It doesn't seem like there's any major issue here. But remember, the mirror scale only shows what the spirit realm would look like from your current location.
Yeah.
Not like, I mean, if, let's say that finding Tatik would blow up the spirit world somewhere close to like the Southern Water Tribe, you wouldn't see
We
that
wouldn't
here.
see that.
It, however, isn't a 1-for-1. It's not like you only see the immediate environment.
This hot
It's like
spring
this
in the yeah.
area.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. She gently tries to come back to the world, like detach from this vision.
So the vision is in the mirror itself.
Yeah. So it's not like a hypnotic kind
No.
of, you're in a trance. Okay, cool. That's great.
No, at least not at what you did.
Okay.
I'm not going to say whether something might have changed, but all you would have to do to cease is to pour the water out.
Okay. So she does that. It needs to know what your plans are. And when you have that in your mind, and you need to be focused on it, no distractions. It showed me an image of the unagi wrapped around a boulder and at peace, and I was imagining us finding Tatik.
I mean, that's pretty cryptic.
Well, yeah, but the spirits never said that it wouldn't be. In fact, they said it would be cryptic.
What it tells us is that that is what it is.
It is.
So we need to acknowledge that we now are carrying a huge target with us.
And it has to be protected. The councilwoman cannot get it.
So we need
That's
to put its safety above everything else. We can't let ourselves be captured with it.
I'm gonna need this.
And
Fine, I'd go.
if that is a possibility, somebody needs to get away with it. That's the top priority.
Got it. We can do that.
Right.
Has Kaiming looked back
No.
at all? Damn.
It seems like us hunting for Tatik at least wouldn't majorly disturb the spirit realm here. But you're right, it is cryptic. That's just the sense I got.
Didn't show the world on fire.
Mm-mm.
It's true.
Kaiming, we're done.
Did you wrap it back up?
She's doing this as she says it.
Oh. But it is what you say it is.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. And there's this big breath in, and then she sinks just below so that when she lets it out, it kind of as
That's good, right?
well,
Confirms some things.
I'm not going to pretend that that doesn't mean that if at any point I decided that I wanted to just return to my old life, that I could.
You could right now.
I think, though, I wonder if your old life is something that still exists. You're right, you could go back. I just wonder if it would be the same.
Well, of course it wouldn't be the same. But I made a choice. Now she turns around. I'm going to stick with it. I'm still a Kyoshi warrior. That hasn't changed. Only now I have a sister I don't understand. A stain on my honor that I still have to rectify. And something that's possibly more important than both of those things hanging over our heads. So maybe I'll just enjoy the fact that I'm finally in a hot spring. One of the things that we always tried to make sure of when we were training is that we didn't rely on this place. It'd be too easy to say, well, okay, just, 10 more spars and then we'll actually get to go and relax. And we relaxed. We know how to relax, but this wasn't seen as a normal place to go. It almost feels like a special treat being here.
After the day we've had, I think it is.
I don't doubt the Kyoshi Warriors' ability to keep this safe. You have for many years. And if you truly believed that it should stay here, I mean, I don't really have a leg to
No.
stand on.
No. Right now, people don't know where it is, and maybe that's a good thing.
I agree.
I'm not convinced that I know what's best, but I know that right now it's dangerous to just bring it back. Someone's just going to take it again.
Do you have any idea of I know this is painful, but your sister was working with somebody and has been taking money from them. Has she been on any trips before the mirror scale was stolen, or did anyone come to see her? Is there anything that could help us?
She's working with Councilwoman Takata.
What?
Don't make me say her name again.
How do you know that?
That's what she told me. She wanted me to go and meet her in her exile, right now, just on the other side, on the peninsula.
What did you say?
I said no. There's a ... for sure. I said no. Thank you. She wanted us to have a rematch, kind of, a fight. If I won, she'd tell me everything she knows. If she won, I'd have to go back and face the music in Republic City. She told me the councilwoman sends her regards. Look, I don't know how this is all connected, but Tatik brings her gold to do everything that she did. And then she drops the name of the one person who knows me, us. It's impossible that she's not working for her directly, that she's not at the hub of all of this. The center, sorry.
Right. Is it possible that the councilwoman paid a visit to Kyoshi Island and arranged this herself? Or she would have had more intermediaries?
Maybe, but I've never seen Takata here.
Are there any other visitors of note that you can recall? I know it was a long time ago.
You're the greatest visitors we've had in a long time.
That's nice.
You haven't been here in 5 years.
No, I'm living a different life. I don't know. I'm not exactly privy to everything that happens around here, and I'm definitely not privy to everything my sister does.
Donk would have records.
Of
If
my
they're
sister's
official.
whereabouts?
No.
Well,
Just,
the official visits.
the
Official
Kyoshi
visits
Warriors.
that could have covert undertone.
The Kyoshi Warriors would have records of Sayla's whereabouts. I assume. Do you guys get vacation?
If she was ever stationed off island. ...
I don't know.
Sounds like she was approached in some way. If Tatik has been coming here every year or more often to pay her, however often these payments have been, people come and go. People that aren't notable, perhaps. But
I bet you could find out. Right now, the Kyoshi Warriors trust you. You okay?
I completely lied to them.
You're protecting the mirror scale.
So to abuse that trust would be the way to get the answers we want.
That's not where I thought that sentence was going.
Sure.
How are you feeling, Bao? Knowing that this gold is tied to your family, how are you?
Wishing they didn't have their finger in every pie. But they wouldn't be who they are if they were any other way. No. Jai will help us play two angles. And I think that's what we need, if we need to get ahead of them.
What are the two angles?
The loyal and the outside thinker. There's a lot to be unpacked there. Ultimately, we have to find out how they were involved. They claim that the gold was stolen. So if the only involvement is that it was our gold that happened to be used, then it's nothing. But I think there's more to it.
If there's a conspiracy, do you think it's more likely that your entire family would be involved, or that there would be a smaller contingent?
There are no small contingents. You serve the family.
Okay.
But,
What could they be
that
after?
sounds pretty hard.
Yeah.
Power, glory, higher stations.
You can't just do what you want?
Doesn't every parent want their child to have the best life possible? Wouldn't a parent do anything for their child to have everything if they could? Generation after generation.
Well, is that why you ran away? Because the stuff that they wanted for you, even if it was everything, isn't what you wanted for yourself.
I ran away because I was a coward.
I don't think you're a coward. I've spent time with you now. I would not ever call you a coward.
Yeah, Bao, if you're facing that kind of pressure at home, I don't think it's cowardly to try to find your way out of it rather than confront it directly. It's not the only thing that people have to do.
It sounds like you're trying to guide and comfort Bao.
Yes.
Why don't you go ahead?
Oh, I can't help. I was gonna be like, oh, I could help if I need to, but I can't.
That is 13.
All right. So,
Gorgeous.
Hello, readers.
hello Raiders, by the way. So I'm going to point out that the choice actually comes to you, Kate, not to. You can either have Bao embrace this guidance and comfort, so you can clear a condition or to fatigue, and then Don can ask Bao a question which Bao will have to answer honestly. You can also reject the guidance and comfort, at which point you can inflict a condition on Don, and then they can shift your balance.
I was going to accept this guide and comfort.
So which condition would you like to have?
This feels more appropriate to their guilt right now. So,
Oh, that's... Yep, there we go. So, Kate, you are... Bao is no longer feeling guilty.
Hooray!
we both tried to do something at the same time.
Beep, 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 beep.
However, you get to do two things. You can shift Bao's balance if you want, because you rolled over a 10.
I do not want to.
Okay. You don't want to push her towards either tradition or progress?
I think their balance is quite neatly
Balanced.
balanced.
But you do get to ask a question, which
Yeah.
they must answer honestly.
The question is, which I would like to ask in character.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Do you miss home?
Yes. It was the life I knew. Things were laid out. There was a logic to everything. Everyone knew where they wanted me, so I knew where I needed to be. Certainly wasn't hiding ancient artifacts and lying to groups of warriors in the same kind of way. But the implications of my actions could have similar ramifications.
For all you know, Sayla's not the only Kyoshi warrior compromised.
Yeah. Or whoever got to her is watching and could get to someone else in the same way.
So, I think you're doing the right thing. And I understand. I miss home too.
So do I.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something we all have in common.
Why are we all in Republic City? I mean, why are we all on Kyoshi Island right now? But it's funny, isn't it, that
You were chasing after somebody who was holding on to a thing that may or may not have the capacity of disrupting the political balance of the world, let alone destroy the spirit realm.
it's funny that we've all found our way together through leaving home. In a way, I know that you live in Republic City.
Yeah.
Well, you live in the temple, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to cross the world to have left home. Sometimes it just means crossing the threshold.
Very true.
We should be getting you ready.
For what?
I have a date.
That's nice. Oh God, I didn't tell you about my cousin.
What?
And there's a very brief sum up of like,
What?
my cousin lives here now. I bumped into her. She's an absolute idiot, but she's okay, I guess. And she wanted to take me to lunch, and I might have said you were my girlfriend. And I
What?
was confused. Look, sorry.
When
that's-
is the date?
You like Dunn?
We're all friends, yeah. I don't like. Who are you going on a date with? They're just like, I feel like the red is kind of creeping up a little bit.
Oh, wow, this hot spring is really hot.
Woo! I'm used to this cold river, you know?
Why did you tell your cousin that we were dating?
To
Why would you
get
do
her
that?
out of there. I thought we were gonna lose Tatik. And then we lost Tatik.
And we have
And
to go on
I
a date
have
with your
lunch.
cousin.
Or
Unless-
we can just leave before lunch.
What if Tatik's still on the island? We have to know for sure if he's left.
Great.
Leave no stone unturned.
So, date?
The Kyoshi warriors are looking for him. You just need to worry about taking a rest.
Yes, and on that note, I'm just going to start getting ready in this.
Where are you going on your
I am going
date?
to the mountain. There's a picnic. I will be at the picnic.
Really glad you had so much time to meet someone and plan a date.
It's your cousin. Bow. It's I'm talking to Bow, not your cousin, Youngsu. I don't know who that person is.
I figured, but I appreciate the clarity. A lot of cousins going around.
lot of cousins.
Yeah, going around or getting around. This
Hey,
Oh, no.
hey. Maybe we should just get all this out in the open. Kaiming, you have any cousins that are on
dates.
Yeah, dates with people that you know?
No, I just have a sister who wants to kill you.
Yep.
Yeah. That's pretty bad too, isn't it?
So you go have fun.
I am so sorry for the awkwardness that I am causing. And if you genuinely don't want me to go, bow.
No,
I
no,
won't.
no, no. We'll just make sure that no one comes and steals the thing and kills us in our sleep and, I don't know, sets fire to another embassy.
Okay, so genuinely that is a concern of mine.
Kate is okay.
Yeah, we'll do one of these.
Bao is angry, as per the
Of
conditions.
I wouldn't
You know, there's a way for you to clear that anger.
I know. Perhaps it involves lashing out at a friend, which is in process.
I wouldn't leave this with anyone but you three. And I wouldn't leave it even for 5 minutes if I thought there was the slightest chance that you wouldn't be okay. But if you
Are you
aren't,
going to tell John?
do you think I shouldn't?
I don't know. I'm not sure whether he's using you or not. Sure would be typical for him to. But you seem like a nice girl and you seem smart, so I don't know.
It's already in my head, Bao. You put that in my head. And thank you for that, by the way.
Yeah.
Seriously. I should have my guard up.
Have a nice picnic.
Bao.
Blah, 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 blah. And if you look towards the water, if you look towards the water, there is like an air bubble that they have
Yes!
to get. They can basically stay under the water.
What?
That's such a baby move. I love
Yeah.
it. That's so good. Wait, I'm just gonna stay under here forever.
Incredible. Are they serious right now? Don does say this out loud to the only two people
Bao,
still there.
they're no longer angry. I've cleared it.
Yes.
Well, at least they'll no longer be angry at the end of this scene.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are
I
they
think
serious
so.
right now?
Look, I know they're not necessarily super close to Jai, but yeah, it's a lot of change, probably all at once.
I get it, and I know that it's
What is it? I don't think it's weird. You guys made a connection. They already had one. That's life.
I think that Jai cares a lot about Bao. And I don't think they know that. And I told Jai to talk to Bao. And that maybe if the two of them repaired their relationship, then things wouldn't be so weird. But it wasn't. And then the summer shark was weird. And I'm going to go get changed. I have a date.
Nice.
She storms out. Braid my stupid hair.
I just feel like, Youngsu's eyes meet Kaiming's, just like, well,
What are you gonna do?
I've never been much for thinking, but I want to see if I can make some connections.
Okay. What kind of connections?
Ding dong! He leans forward and sort of, some water laps over his shoulders.
Over his shoulders. Yeah.
Your sister, Councilwoman Takata, Sawans, and Tatik. There's a lot going on, and I need to visualize it. When we planted crops in Andong, we would create a sort of
Murder board?
Yay!
we would create a sort of floor plan with, grains of rice and things to sort of lay out what we wanted it to look like before we started. And that really helps me think about things. So yeah, I'm gonna go back to my room.
If that's gonna make you feel better, I think you should go and do that.
Okay. Then I'm gonna go and do that. Oh, now, yeah, I'm gonna go do that now. Yeah, and starts to pop out.
Where
of the pool
is
as
the
well.
mirror scale?
Don very carefully had wrapped it back in Kaiming's towel.
Okay.
And left it there.
Youngsu.
Spoiler warning, it's the mirror scale.
Hey.
Hey, no longer unidentified object.
You actually
What's
just you got to trace contact with some LSD, and that's what you saw.
Wow!
Holy shit.
Cactus juice.
Yeah, it's just
Cactus
cactus juice.
juice.
It is the quenchiest.
Yeah.
Before, so Youngsu is going to clothe himself and go back to New Donk City, Donk's home. But he is going to just very specifically turn around and point at the towel, which you left with Kaiming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want me to take that?
No. Because if you're caught with it, they'll kill you. If I'm caught with it, they'll have questions.
We trust you.
I know you do. Why else am I here?
Does he think it's the right thing to do?
Maybe I just really like hot springs.
I know I do. See you around. And I'm gonna go back to my room.
Timing
Out.
does the following. Breathes out. Breathes in. Breathes out. Breathes in. Breathes out. Then breathes way in. And then drops below the water.
Bao turns to this sudden person joining them under the water.
Is it a head bubble or a whole
Yeah,
body
it's a
bubble?
head
Okay,
bubble.
it's a head bubble. Okay. I just wanted to know.
Yeah. Fishbowl.
Yep.
Incredible.
So good.
So it's literally just around your head.
Yeah.
So that you can breathe.
Yeah.
It's the
On the
best.
scale of 1 to that drink that you had when we went to see the D&D movie, what size are we talking?
Bigger.
Bigger. The biggest
I
size.
don't know if you could have fit your head in that bowl.
I bet we could have if we tried really hard. Oh, I was shocked by the size.
It was quite large. Yeah.
When Kaiming goes beneath the water line, you can see her, and she has crossed her arms in front of her chest and crossed her legs as if she was just sort of sitting and just at peace. When she finds you, then she just lets her arms fall, puts them behind her back, and she waits.
Bao takes a moment.
As in a moment, or takes a half second?
Takes a moment.
Okay.
Kate may be taking half seconds, but Bao takes a moment. Looks at Timing under the water. Looks for any signs of strain, but at the moment, I feel like Timing can hold her breath for a few moments.
Well, at the moment, she's been holding her breath for 20 seconds. It's a lot of seconds.
Like the Kyoko Brahm thing.
Bao breathes in, breathes out, and a funnel of air connects and actually is going to make like a bit of a ripple to create a channel of air, to create like a connection between their heads basically and the air above, basically offering
Buddy
oxygen.
breathing.
Yeah,
Yay.
Pretty cute, actually. I like that.
but also with the
Everybody
fresh air so that she
They
doesn't
don't
have to breathe
just die, yeah.
air.
I mean, Avatar's already played a little bit fast and loose with like how much air can you possibly use, like, but
Yeah, I just feel like, you don't have to smell my breath or whatever. Like, that's sort of the intention.
Have pickled fish. God.
it's been a rough couple of days.
Yeah. Bao's gonna stand. Clear the water.
She stands as well. Do you want me to leave you here?
No, you should enjoy this. Like you said, this wasn't something you got to do every day.
I don't think it's something a lot of people get to do every day, except for maybe the guy who owns the place.
Or people who live on a active part of, what is the term for, like, volcanically active?
Right.
A volcano.
Yeah, okay. Those who live on a
Geothermal.
volcanically active island.
Mhm.
You did something for me today that I'm never going to forget.
I don't have a date scheduled. I don't have to run off. I can hang out with you. I can wait outside, and you can take as long as you want. I don't want to leave you burdened with this. You've been burdened with it alone for 5 years.
I've been burdened with not knowing where it is. Now that I have it, no one's getting it.
Did she react at all?
She didn't flinch.
Okay.
That's very good.
But I know that this is the wrong question to ask sometimes, but what is it that you would want?
Like,
I assume that you don't want to go and crash.
no.
I assume you don't want to try and ruin it.
No.
Or maybe you would want to hang out with young Sue and his planning.
I mean, I assume he's either welcome to both of us joining or neither of us joining.
But not one.
I mean, also that. Look, I'm going to hang out in the lobby for a while. You do what you want. And if not, I'll see you back at our accommodations.
The mayor's house.
Remind me, was Kai Ming offered a place there? Or
No.
specifically not?
Mm.
Okay, then, and if Kai Ming is still exiled, then as far as Bao knows, Kai Ming doesn't have somewhere to stay.
She would at the barracks if she was.
Reinstated, which she isn't gonna be.
So
Ah.
she was never kicked out of the Kyoshi Warriors, but I
Yeah,
know.
like, welcome back in. Yeah, okay, that, then. I'm gonna wait until the lobby, and then we're gonna find you the swankiest hotel room that this small island has to offer.
I know where I'm going to stay. My parents still live here.
Can they talk to you?
I don't even know if they're home. Maybe.
Alright. Then. Be well.
Okay.
Bao heads back to the locker rooms.
Kai Ming is left back in the onsen. And since none of you are there, I'm not telling you what happened.
That's fine.
But I am going to tell you that you're allowed to take a break.
Hey.
Folks, for those of you out there, we hate ads, but Twitch now makes it so that we have no choice but to run them. So we are going to run a few minutes of ads to try to prevent the ads from overtaking gameplay, which we would rather not do. We're going to take about 5 minutes here. So for those of you who aren't overwhelmed with ads, I'll be here with you to be able to answer your questions, and some of the players maybe for here and there. Be 5 minutes.
Thank you for the resub, Bramster. Sorry that our little alerts aren't displaying.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Pretty sure I know why.
So nobody wants to stay in the hot springs.
Bao doesn't want to leave Kyoshi. I almost said Kyoko. Both of those are incorrect. Timing. It was like Kyoshi. Thus, Kyo equals Kyoko. doesn't want to leave doesn't want to force Kai-Ming to leave.
I'm just
Yeah.
wondering now whether I contact Jennifer Hale and get her to do a cameo as Avatar Kyoshi just for this. You know, like I actually have no idea whether she is on Cameo. I could find out.
What is he gonna say? How dare you not stay in the hot springs? Or, this hot spring is great.
Jennifer Hale, Fox sports journalist, but I think we mean Jennifer Hale, voice actor.
Yeah.
Dubbed the Meryl Streep of the medium by New
Cool.
Yorker magazine.
Damn, that is quite the statement.
Well, I mean, she has done quite a few of these
Yeah.
things. Temporarily unavailable, so cannot make personalized videos.
Dang.
Womp, womp.
Speaking of leaving Kai-Ming all alone in the hot spring, I'm gonna leave you all alone.
She was Commander Shepard, that's true, but she was also Avatar Kyoshi. She was also Samus, believe it or not. Jennifer Hale was the voice for Samus in Metroid Prime. Also Dr. Naomi in Metal Gear Solid. So, you know, did a whole bunch of things. Also in Baldur's Gate. I should be putting music on. I should have some music, especially if I'm here all alone. If anybody has any questions or comments, I would love to hear them while we're here. Oh, we have somebody back. Jennifer Hale is not available for cameos at this time. Although there is one review that I just saw here, which is a little like, what the fuck? Which was absolutely amazing. She stopped watching and just stared at me for a moment, then started crying. She now can't not tear up a bit as this meant a lot to her. I assume that she is the person she made the cameo for, as opposed
Sorry,
to
what are you
Jennifer
talking
Hale herself. Jennifer Hale was wondering how much it would cost to get her to do a cameo as Avatar Kyoshi.
I see.
And she's currently not taking him. Did I know that if I can't find a fitting move for something, I can make my own? Yes. I also discussed this last time we did this. I don't want to. I want to learn how to work within this system as it's designed currently. And I do know that it is possible to create moves, but right now, the main move that I am avoiding making is the perception move, which I don't want. I specifically don't want that.
Yeah. Hello.
Oh, you're back.
Yes, did you need any? You've probably been offered water already.
People
just got
offer me things all the
the
time.
liquids all the time. Yep. Well, then that's fine.
We talking about Dragon Age? We're talking
shit.
about Jennifer Hale, who is both who played Krem in Dragon Age Inquisition, but also played Avatar Kyoshi, and also played June.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Do you? I've heard. Well, no. I'm not gonna.
and Samus.
I'm curious if she will continue to be the voice of Avatar Kyoshi going forward. If they flash back to a younger Kyoshi, I wouldn't be surprised if that was someone else.
No.
I'm not certain what they're gonna do with
She's just very famous.
for all of these things.
Yeah.
I guess, I mean, she didn't show up all that much in the two shows.
I've heard though.
I guess what I'm saying is
Oh,
like
yes.
Jennifer Hale's voice didn't appear all that much as Avatar Kyoshi
Right,
in
right,
those two shows. So if they did recast, it wouldn't be like
Oh yeah.
it wouldn't be like recasting Sokka, like at that age.
Yes.
Yeah, because they did recast Sokka. It's not the same voice actor who plays him in Korra.
Korra,
Yeah.
'cause he's older. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what I meant at the same age. So if they were doing,
It's
Oh, that
just Kyoshi's just aged up for
yeah,
some weird reason.
that's it.
Cool.
Well, here's the thing. We see Avatar Roku as an older guy, but we don't see Kyoshi as an older woman. Kyoshi seems to be well within her prime.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Aang, when Aang appears, also doesn't seem to be too old either. So is it just that most avatars fight it early?
Damn.
I mean,
It's-
Life
that doesn't
expectancy for
surprise
the
me.
avatar.
That does not surprise me at all.
Correct.
Womp womp.
yeah, basically.
I mean, I guess
Yeah, do you think you get to sorry, when you become when you spirify yourself, do you get to choose what you look like? Like at what age you get to spirit project yourself? I expect age appropriate casting.
You have to be 250.
Yeah, it's my understanding as well. It doesn't really make any sort of
Well, that
sense,
hasn't been
but
covered
whatever.
yet in the books. Because the books take place when she is young.
Right, sure. Damn.
no. Either way, it looks like we're able to come back.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Ooh, no. All right, so we know that Bao is hanging out in the lobby for a bit. We know that Young Soo has gone back to his room, and we know that Don has...
Breaks up. Sorry.
Gone into the hills. Probably.
Yeah, so she's she's wearing the same clothing because she doesn't really have nice clothes other than her ceremonial garb. So she's just trudging up into the hills, braiding her hair as she goes. It's still damp.
Well, you never got into the water.
I kind of imagine that she got into the water briefly and then got out to
Okay.
go and get the...
To bathe.
Yeah.
To be able to
Did a
have
little
bathed.
bloop, bloop. I think her hair is wet. Maybe
Uh,
she did that thing of shower before getting into the pool.
Hmm.
That
All right, makes sense. So for you, Young Soo,
Mm-hmm.
where are you headed?
Back to Donk's residence, and then up to I'll be polite and greet him if he's there, and head up.
He's not.
Okay. Then I'll head up to the small room that was assigned to me, where.
When you open the door,
Nope. You okay? How you doing, buddy?
you don't see the spirit initially, but there is a big lump under the covers of your bed.
What are you doing over here? Crunch. On some crunch.
There's sunflower seeds on the floor,
What?
off
Who's been
the edge of the bed.
Who's been in here? Who's been de-seeding a sunflower in this room? Oh my crunch. Oh, they're everywhere. I'm gonna pull the covers back.
There's sunflowers all over the bed.
No!
Sitting in the middle of the sunflowers is Ha, with 6 little stubs pointing up. Ha,
What happened?
ha,
Who's been here?
ha.
Okay. I go to pick Ha up.
So you pick Ha up, and Ha immediately decides the best thing to do right now is to give you a hug. Giving you
Okay.
a hug involves
There's definitely some crunching underfoot as
Yeah,
Youngsu
so
staggers
Youngsu
back onto
currently
some sunflower
taking a
seeds.
base
Oh,
hug.
oh,
sunflower seeds.
I really hope someone comes in and is like, "Whoa, yeah." Okay.
What's going
What
on?
the?
Yeah. Oh, are you back? And Jaya opens the door slightly. Goes, "You're busy.
No, I'm not busy.
I'm going out."
Yeah. Okay. Where are you going? Oh, right. Yeah.
Going out on the mountain. I've arranged for a picnic to be set up.
Sounds nice.
And what are you doing? He's wearing he's wearing essentially the equivalent of a black tank top
Mm.
with kind of wide flared comfortable pants.
Nice. That's cool. What am I doing? after today, just resting. And Youngsu's eyes flick to the nearest surface, and he's sort of maybe measuring how large it is.
Okay.
Yeah, just gonna rest.
That sounds like a good idea.
Did our prisoner give you any trouble?
No, she's currently being well taken care of on the ship. Summer Shark.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I can't believe we call it that. But I'm not the one who named it. In fact, I'm not even certain that the storyteller's the one who named it.
Who's the? And then I look directly into the camera. Who's the story? Yeah. Hey, the price of progress. Sometimes we change the names for things. Have fun.
Will, you too. Hey, little guy.
Do you know where these sunflower seeds came from?
No.
Hooray!
Question: is the remnant of the sunflower still there?
Oh yeah, it's still on the bed.
Okay, so it's not like it hasn't been eaten or whatever.
Yeah.
Certainly. What were you doing? Yeah, I know, but... Okay. We have a very important task tonight.
Huh?
We're gonna make some connections.
Ah.
I need parchment, ink, and string. We'll start with these sunflower seeds. And start picking up handfuls of them and dumping them on the nearest, table or surface.
Okay, now you have, instead of a floor covered in sunflower seeds, you have a table covered in sunflower seeds.
Fantastic. John,
Yes.
I'm going to describe en bref here a little montage of Youngsu attempting to obtain scraps of parchment, something to write with, and something to connect with. He is essentially fashioning a murder board, yes, to visualize the connections between Jai, the mirror scale, Tatik. Councilwoman Takata is at the center and fucking circled 1 billion times, and then there's now a connection to Sayla. He's also fucking circled her name 1 billion times. It's very angry.
What are you trying to do?
That's a great question. I think he's hoping... Not sure how this is going to align with any moves here, but I think he's hoping to, by visualizing the connections between people, get a sense of what the best... where the weakness in the structure might lie, where he can put pressure.
It sounds like you're trying to assess the situation.
I'll take it. Am I still angry?
Yeah.
Fuck! That's fine. I'm doing it. Here it comes. 6.
That's not enough.
And Ha will not help you.
Why should he help me? That's not how help works.
Ha helps by every once in a while picking up a sunflower seed and throwing it in a random direction in the room.
Really, really great, buddy. Oh,
Every
man.
once in a while, it just plinks against the window or your bed or your forehead or
Tom's gonna get so mad at
I
you.
just don't understand. You would say that. I just don't understand how does she have so much power?
Huh?
Okay. So Councilwoman Takata, right? She's a member of the council in Republic City. Her plans. So Youngsu begins to sort of, I guess, describe everything he knows. He's running through the facts again, but those connections aren't making sense. You're a good listener anyway.
Pink.
It's not very useful right now. Where'd you go? Why are you doing this? I gesture to the sunflower seeds. Youngsu also takes one and then throws it. Is that fun? Is this about fun for you? Fuck's sake. What are you doing? Have you never seen a sunflower before? They're not that cool. Oh, don't get all pouty.
Oh.
Don't, damn it. Don't get all pouty, huh? Look, I'm just really, just don't understand what's going on. Yeah, and you throwing sunflower seeds around doesn't really help because it's not fun for me. Maybe it should be fun for me. I don't know.
Pink.
Ow! I roll one back along the floor.
I mean, here's the thing. You could just lash out at Ha,
And clear angry.
and you would clear angry.
It feels so bad because like I can't really explain. I guess I could try to explain later why I lashed out because I was angry.
Well, you can't explain to Ha, I lashed out at you because I had a condition I had to clear.
No.
That
I just
doesn't
mean like,
work. That's not how this shit
But
goes.
you can't like. I worry that I wouldn't understand. But you're right. Good.
I'll let you think on that.
God. Oh.
I am going to wait in the lobby for a while.
We'll wait. And wait. At some point, the old man brings you some tea.
I thank him kindly.
Wait. An hour is going to go by unless you do anything.
Val probably waits the better part of an hour, and then eventually will head out. Onward toward the center of town, maybe meandering past the pile of rubble that was the Fire Nation embassy.
A lot of it's already been cleared away. That's kind of the advantage when you've got a lot of earthbenders around, that
Yeah.
you can do a lot of groundwork.
Hey.
Yeah. And then start perusing the available restaurants for dinner.
I'm very tempted to see whether your cousin's gonna show up.
She lives around there.
No, but you do see Jai leaving New Donk Manor. He's dressed in a black tank top, wide flared pants, black slippers. A red belt.
Can't decide whether or not to approach. But I wasn't gonna hide. But I
Jai's
was
not
going to
looking
approach.
at them.
Right.
Jai's looking at, like,
The mountain.
his destination.
Yeah.
His well-toned biceps.
Yep.
Do anything for Val.
Traps for days.
Good for him. Good for Don. Yep. I was gonna.
It's more than a few of the people who he's passing by on the way are, like, take a glance.
He's a real head turner. Yeah.
You could just decide to go and rest.
No, but I was gonna try to figure out where Kai Ming's family lives. If Kai Ming was telling the truth or not.
And how would they do that?
Ask the mayor.
That's fair.
Straight up and down.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Donk isn't at home, though. Donk's actually here. Donk
Yeah.
is at the site of the Fire Nation embassy.
Great, thank you, storyteller.
Roast and marshmallow.
Hey. It's good to see you. I know that today didn't work out the way that you'd planned.
Is a form of progress, even if it isn't the ideal one.
I understand.
I know you weren't supposed to talk about her or whatever, but,
Talk about who?
Kai Ming.
I can talk about Kai Ming. I can't talk to Kai Ming.
She said she has family here.
Yes.
Are they okay? One of their daughters is left in exile for 5 years.
They don't know. They're not here.
Not here.
Kai Ming and Sayla's parents are traveling merchants. They haven't been home in 2 months.
Where is their home?
He describes a comfortable bungalow some distance into the city center.
What would you say is the best restaurant that's open today?
Well, that's easy. Flying Eelhound.
And they do takeout?
Sure.
Thank you. We'll bow and head off towards the flying eel.
Oh, a bow bow.
Bow. We'll head off towards the flying eelhound.
If Flying Eelhound served dumplings, could we have a bow bow holding a bow?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Bow will bow while holding a bow.
Yeah.
Bow will bow and thanks for the bow. Actually.
Hey, there you go.
So yeah, Bow will purchase 2 hearty servings worth of dumplings mixed. Chef's choice. Steamed and fried. And then
Chef's
head
choice,
off
baby.
towards this bungalow.
So bow does bow
Yes.
for the bow.
Yes.
It doesn't kowtow.
No.
And heads off to the bungalow.
Bungalow. Yeah.
Boo. Bowgalow. I said boo.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, thumbs up, thumbs up.
You head back, or you head towards the bungalow. It's closed, locked.
Bow waits.
Okay. Hi.
Hello. On her way to the mountain, Dawn stops by some of the vendor stalls,
Okay.
looking to procure a bottle of iceberry wine.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, I'm imagining kind of like kombucha-esque fermented tasty
Iceberries, yeah.
juice. Yeah, iceberries. So that's what she grabs.
You see somebody who's clearly Water Tribe, who has a small, not really a shack, but like a small house where clearly they live on the top floor, and then they have a storefront on the bottom floor, and they have various liqueurs, spirits, not the kind of spirits you normally deal with, but
Hey.
from all around the 4 nations.
She will grab a bottle.
Was this for something special?
It's one of those situations where I'm not sure what the person likes to drink, but this is what I enjoy on special occasions,
Well,
so
that
I thought
seems
that...
like a good choice.
Thank you. I thought so.
Where is this person from?
The Fire Nation.
I have something special if you're interested to go along with that iceberry wine.
What is it?
She puts a bottle on the table. It is black. It is sealed with wax, and there is an image of a skull with fire coming out of its eyes.
Oh my god.
What
the
is this?
Why this?
It looks really ominous.
Why? This is the Scorched Death.
Can you elaborate, please? Because I'm not versed in Fire Nation
It
cuisine.
burns going down, But it's such a delicious burn.
Oof.
It's rather intense, as you can see.
Looks intense.
Yes.
Is it popular over there?
Not a bit. But it will show that you care about his homeland.
How about this? I'm gonna think about it. And I'm gonna be here for a little bit, so I will come back.
We're open until quite late if you have the inkling for a bit of spice.
And it's called Scorched Earth?
Scorched Death.
Scorched Death. Gonna write that down just 1 second.
Scorched death.
Okay, thank you so much. Oh. Sky Bison. Don pays and gets the.
Yikes is right. I mean, this in the
You're headed towards the mountain now?
Yes. Whatever place was agreed upon.
There's a blanket that's laid out. It's surrounded by candles, all of which are dancing quite merrily. There's a couple of plates of, there's a few salads, fruits, more than a couple of local kind of flair here. Some of these fruits you've never seen before. And in the center of the blanket, there's the same configuration of candles that you saw Jai with first. And he's trying to do the same pattern as before, the first time you met him.
Don instantly forgets any like nerves or any like fights that just happened back there with friends and sits opposite him. How's that coming along?
I'm still trying to figure it out. My hand still feels like it's not as precise as I want it to be.
May I? He reaches for his hands.
Offers his hands.
And she takes his hands in hers. This always helps to center me before guiding people into the spirit realm.
It's
remember
important
that.
for you to be centered,
You too.
I suppose.
Did you feel nervous or ill at ease when we were doing the sand ritual?
I've never felt ill at ease around you.
Why don't you try again? Letting that ritual maybe influence this one a little bit.
This is a new pattern.
I have all night.
And he looks up at you, just making very distinct eye contact, and he does not look at the candles. And then you can tell that he starts his firebending motions, just moving his hand. And the very precise, but he isn't looking at the candles, not looking at his hand, just looking at you. And after 15 or so motions with his hand, he takes a breath and then lowers his hand, and you can tell that the light that's between you snuffs out. But my question is, did you look at the patterns, or did you look?
I feel like she's looking at him. She's just stayed very still the whole time. And kept eye contact.
There you are. I have to wonder whether it worked or not.
Do you feel like it did?
You tell me.
I think I saw you more confident in that sequence than I ever have. I think there was a calmness and a precision and a surety to what you were doing, so I would say it worked, yeah.
Maybe I just needed better incentive.
Maybe. But sometimes it helps to have something else to anchor us, you know? If we're too focused on what we're trying to achieve, we get in our heads.
That's
mean-
true.
So much of my life is waiting for this day when the library will be available to us again. But I can't live my whole life for that because, well, it may never happen, and there's all this other stuff I could be doing in the meantime.
Like what?
Conducting tours. I know that it seems like just a tourist trap, and that's all there is to it, but I feel like it's really important, and most people leave having a better understanding of the place than they did going into it. And I love learning about all the places I'll one day travel to. I love learning about how to survive in the desert, even though I've never been to one. I love getting questions out of people, imagining that one day I'll be traveling the whole world, asking all sorts of people those questions, and maybe getting new ones in return.
And that's what you're looking for.
It's hard to know what you're looking for when you were raised to be this, like, person with a capital P from the time you were so young. I mean, you must kind of know what that's like, right? Your family has high expectations for you, Mr. General.
I had to earn my rank. But there was never any question as to whether or not I'd enter the military.
Do you sometimes find yourself lost between the things that you want and the things that everyone expects from you, and not really knowing where one ends and the other begins?
Why don't we find out? And he indicates the bottle that you're holding.
Iceberry. Someone offered me something called Scorched Death. They said a Fire Nation person would appreciate this. I did not buy it because it had a skull on the cover.
Scorched Death is what young Fire Nation men drink when they want to look like they are perhaps more tough than they deserve.
So should I have bought it or not?
No.
Uncorks it and starts serving it.
But, and he lifts his glass. If you tell me something that you want to do, I'll tell you something that I've wanted to do. And if you don't, you drink.
Okay. Do we take a drink to start, or?
Sure. Oh, that's chilling.
You would have had some of this on your last day at the temple if we stuck around until then.
Well, we didn't.
Exactly. It's one of the, like, closing ceremonies things. It's what we serve. It's the only time I ever get to have it.
All right. Go ahead.
I want to travel somewhere just because I want to.
Like where?
The Fire Nation. Both water tribes. I'd like to go to the North and South Pole. But I'd also like to see an air nomad temple. I want to go all over the place.
And you feel like you can't?
I need to be somewhere where I can get back to Republic City quickly if we need to mobilize, if the library becomes available. I need to be available. You do too, don't you?
I have outgrown most of the people who could command me. I'm the one who gives commands. Unless, of course, the Fire Lord decides that I need to be called in, or if I have family obligations.
So you can just go anywhere you want?
No, it's not quite that simple. Because as much as people can't order me to go places, at the same time, every action I take is seen as something to be observed, watched, paid attention to.
I know that feeling.
I've always wanted to study at a university. Not military tactics or the goals of leadership, engineering or philosophy, drama.
Really?
I love to learn. It's silly, but sometimes I'm happiest with just a good book.
You'll never catch a seeker telling you it's silly to learn. I promise you.
It can feel silly sometimes. After all, look what happened to Bao. They were valued, and then there was so much pressure that they felt they had to leave.
Yeah, well, I think that they're a fan of avoiding problems, and I can't blame them.
Speaking of avoiding problems, after about an hour, a woman who has put up a hood is walking towards. Funny thing is, Kaiming entered the onsen only with her uniform, so possibly part of the reason why it's taken long enough to get back is that she had to procure other clothes. But she is walking towards you with civilian garb. Her hair has been very carefully pulled back because it is still damp. Damp as fuck. But it's been long enough since she's left the onsen that she doesn't have that weird, steam. Oh, no, that's just me with steam coming off my bald head. Approaches. You found out where I lived.
My apologies for the intrusion.
I bet it was the mayor.
You bet correctly.
Here. And she just knocks at a very precise part of the door, and you hear a clunk. They've never fixed that. And then she opens the door.
They're a bit cold, but...
Come on in.
Oh.
This is, by the way, a following scene, so the conditions that you've cleared have been cleared.
Wait. Bo, sets the food down on whatever looks like a table, like a kitchen table or dining table.
That's fair.
If they were home, I wouldn't have stayed. But don't have to be alone if you don't want to. Since you can't hang out where we're staying.
You keep talking about things that I can or can't or don't have to do or want to do or will do. And all I ever do is ask what you want. Is that just because we're too thick to get past ourselves?
You seem to have carried all of this for so long. Seeing the strength you displayed coming back here. Seeing all these people who catch a glance of you and have to turn away because they care about you and they respect what you chose.
They're showing me the most love they could possibly show.
I can't imagine how that feels, though. And so, I want you to not have to be alone if you don't want to.
You know, part of the reason why I sold the tea for whatever price anyone was willing to pay was because I still draw a salary from the Kyoshi Warriors, enough to keep me going. And part of it was because I just wanted people to show up. I didn't want to be lonely. So thank you. And thank you, she indicates the dumplings.
Mm. But it has been a long day. So,
You need
I
to
can
go.
get going whenever you want.
Well, what if I don't want you to go? Well, now you're in my home.
It's true.
It's not every day that I have somebody to talk with while I eat dinner.
I have nowhere to be.
That sounds lonely.
No. It's freedom.
And where would you go?
I went here. But otherwise,
But why
I'll find
come
somewhere
here?
to be. Because you can't. I couldn't invite you to where we were staying.
Are you trying to guide and comfort Kaimeng?
I don't think so. I was just trying to be a friend.
I mean, you are, but you are comforting
Okay.
her. I'm just giving you the option if you want to make the roll or not. You did the move.
Yeah.
The game's fiction demands sacrifice.
Oh God, no.
Sure, we'll give him a chance to free some roll with harmony.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
have.
And you're no longer angry.
Yep. Still don't have a ton of harmony. That's okay. 6. No go.
I've just been alone for a long time. I used to be surrounded by lots of people who cared about me, and now I've traded them for, well, the 3 of you, really. So thank you. She pops one of the dumplings in her mouth, whole, and then giggles a little bit, and then, tries to chew, except it's a big dumpling. Puts her hand in front of her mouth.
That will do the same.
What's something else?
I want to yell from the top of a mountain.
You're very close to a mountain, and I imagine it wouldn't take much to get you to the top.
Yeah, but just like you said, people like us, everywhere we go, we carry our image. And my order has very strict rules around showing excessive emotion, especially in public.
Do you have other rules?
Yeah.
Like what?
We're not supposed to steal or cheat. And never refuse an earnest request for help.
Good rules.
Mm-hmm. How about you?
I want to put my hand at the small of your back.
That's not a rule you have.
Oh, I thought we were going for things we wanted.
It's very helpful to know all the same. She takes his hand and puts it there.
It's warm. The kind of warm that you imagine a firebender's hands probably are.
She scooches a little bit closer. Your hands were cold when I held them during the sand ritual. And when our hands brushed in the spirit world, they were cold.
Okay, you got me. I thought that this might feel better. And then you feel just the very, very tips of his fingers in a particular, one of the similar ways that he was holding his hand before, pressed against just 5 points on your back.
Whoa.
Just a little bit warmer on each one. Definitely not enough to hurt. And it doesn't feel like he's setting fire to your skin.
Oh, that's...
4th degree burn.
Oh!
Soon I'll touch your spine.
Magma bender.
Whoa.
I'm not allowed to betray the Fire Nation. If the Fire Nation asks something of me, I am to deliver it. If the nation needs me in a time of war, I may not leave. My post is sacrosanct. If others, politicians, decide that I am to be used as a weapon, then I am a weapon, whether I want to or not.
What if it's a cause you don't believe in?
Have you ever considered breaking any of your rules?
They haven't asked me to do anything I disagree with yet.
And neither has the nation.
Sawan gold was found in a Kyoshi warrior trader's pocket. She's been linked to Councilwoman Takada, who's planning an occupation of the spirit world. If your family asks you to ally with the Councilwoman, what would you do?
Young-Soo?
Mm-hmm. Young-Soo is pacing in his small room.
Crunch, crunch, crunch.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, this isn't working. He kicks some sunflower seeds.
There's a knock at the door.
What? And he goes to the door and flings it open.
There's a woman standing there. She's a little tall. She has the sort of green of Earth Nation civvies.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I think I have the wrong room. Are you a fan of sunflowers?
Sometimes.
Is, by the way, now hiding and is not.
Oh no. Young-Soo tries to clear his head a little bit and leans against the door frame. Maybe it is me you're looking for. What can I do?
My name's Jang. I was looking to make sure that, that your friend was okay.
I have a few friends.
Dawn said that she was going out on a date.
Yeah, in the hills.
Yeah, I just wanted to be sure that she got off okay.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think that's where she is now. I saw Jai going there, too. You know Dawn well, then?
I just met her today.
Oh, it's nice.
How about you? You had a day, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm still having one. And he indicates a mess of fucking string and paper on the desk.
What are you doing here?
I'm just trying to figure something out, and I've never been one for thinky stuff. I'm more of an action kind of guy.
Okay. Action guy. Take some action.
I mean, the only thing I had left in my arsenal was to go and pray to Avatar Kyoshi.
Then let's go. Let's go pray to Avatar Kyoshi. Do you need me to get back up into my get-up?
I don't think so. Do you need to be?
No, it's not quite that.
Okay. Let's go.
Come on.
Yongsu will bring his staff and will not look at Ha. Or
Okay.
look for a rat or whatever.
When the door closes, you hear just a... and the clatter of a seed as it falls against the ground. What was that?
Something I have to take care of really quick. I'll be right with you.
Sure.
Walk back, the door opens. Or I guess Yongsu opens the door.
There's a lump again in your bed.
I know you can understand me and I know you can hear me. I need to be alone tonight. Go somewhere else. And he's gonna leave.
Huh?
I'm serious.
Huh? And you close the door?
Yeah.
This time there isn't a seed. There's no sound of a seed.
So sad. Oh no. Oh. I don't. Oh man. I don't like
I will
that.
clear angry.
Thank you.
Who are you talking to in there?
We met a spirit when we went into the spirit realm.
A spirit, really?
Yeah. Well, no, actually, we met him in Republic City because of the spirit portal there, right? There's been some, it's famous.
So why do you want to pray to Avatar Kyoshi as you're walking along?
Yeah. If I'm being honest, this feels like exactly the kind of situation that she'd be able to handle.
The destruction of your city.
Yeah.
That's what it was, right? A destruction?
Yeah. And the person who was responsible, she's exactly the... Look, I don't know Avatar Kyoshi, obviously, but she's the kind of person who the Avatar would have just... And Youngsu makes a, crushing motion.
Huh. I haven't met Avatar Kyoshi myself, so I wouldn't be able to tell you if you're right. I can tell you this, though. It looks like you've got the strength to take this person on.
I don't know.
Hey,
What?
you say that you're an action guy, right? You take action.
Yeah.
And she hasn't been able to stop you yet, has she?
Not yet.
Took your home away?
Yeah.
You're still up and about?
Yeah.
Then you made it all the way here? You took out a combustion bender?
Yeah.
Managed to go face to face with a Kyoshi warrior and you took her out?
Yeah.
Seems like you can do whatever you set your mind to. So, and then you enter into the courtyard where you see the statue of Kyoshi looking out back to the mainland. You could pray to Kyoshi to find out how you can defeat your enemy. Or you could pray to Kyoshi to find out what you want. Because I don't have any doubt that you can take out your enemies.
It's a real nice thing to say to someone you just met.
It feels like that's not entirely true. I mean, we fought. That's got to count for something.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'll give you some space.
Thanks.
I'll be right over here. The statue of Kyoshi looms large. Indeed, there's a few places where there's been some cracks in the statue that have been patched out.
Bastards. New adversary. Hoodlums. Kyoshi Island hoodlums. I mean, Young-Soo paces briefly and then sits in front of the statue of Avatar Kyoshi, in a sort of perhaps like almost a lotus-like position, and tries to meditate.
Is that part of your skills and training?
He would have learned some form of discipline in terms of learning the martial art that goes along with his staff. So yeah, I'd say so.
Okay. Why don't you rely on your skills and training here?
Okay.
I'm going to give you a -2, though.
I rolled a 1.
Straight up.
I rolled
The
a 1.
statue falls
I won on
flat,
2 dice.
too.
Can you imagine? Avatar Kyoshi's like, you're not worthy. What the fuck? Okay.
Oh my god.
Hey, action guy. You doing okay over there?
Yeah.
Any wisdom?
I don't think it just comes through the air to you.
You're the one who wanted to come here.
Excuse me, and I kind of like look around at Jang. I'm trying to have a moment here. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going in life.
Don't mind me. Have your moment. It'll help.
He goes back to try to closes his eyes again, and
Oh, the thoughts roil. Kyoshi is far away.
no bueno.
Wow. Kaiming starts telling you a bit more about the house. Her parents. Her parents have always been travelers, which is part of the reason why it was easy for both her and Selah to become used to the rigors of being Kyoshi warriors. They were training. They did get to see their parents, but obviously long nights training or times where they would go out, train in the field or whatever. It was just for them never an issue of homesickness because often their parents weren't home. But the house they keep, she's very proud of the fact that she knows like individual bits and secrets of like, well, that painting I know they bought in the Southern Water Tribe, but I know that it actually came from a public city. And mentions that in fact once or twice they found her bubble tea shop, so they knew where she was.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear. Good.
They didn't talk to me, but they still ordered some of my tea, and I served them. And it felt so good.
We're going to get to the bottom of this.
I know. I'm confident.
Maybe we'll find ourselves heading back towards Republic City and you'll be able to serve them tea again really soon.
If it's still there. It seems like in the past couple of weeks my shop is...
You'll have to take a page out of your parents' book and go somewhere else to make $1 or...
Right now I know that where I'm supposed to be is with you. I think that's what matters now, isn't it?
I think what matters is that you walk the path that you want to walk.
And I am. I know I am. Right here.
Good.
They can wait a little longer. I can wait a little longer. We're gonna do what's right. Fuck. Thank you.
I'm not usually at a loss for words.
Why are you at a loss for words? Is it something I said? Something I did?
No. I just... I admire you.
Okay.
And constantly repeating that isn't very interesting to listen to, so...
Why do you admire me?
Because you struck out on your own, you made a difficult choice, you're sticking to a difficult choice, you aren't taking the easy path, you continue to walk the challenging one. You're a Kyoshi warrior, you serve amazing boba, You're pretty cool.
And I needed the three of you to help. So maybe that means you're pretty cool too.
No person is an island. Even if this island is named after a person.
And that person created the island.
Yeah.
But she had friends.
It's true.
I want you to have friends. That's it. That's all.
Friends, that's it, that's all. I would be
I meant that. That's fine.
very... We'll come back to you, don't worry. I would want to know why someone is doing what it's doing. I would want to know why someone is making its choice. I know this side, and that's important. Don't get me wrong. But I also want to know the other one. I can't make a decision without it.
So your answer is that you don't know?
My answer is that I want peace. My answer is that if I am ordered to act in a way that I feel is not conducive to peace, then I will resist.
I want to kiss you.
Is that against your rules?
No.
If you kissed me and then things progressed from there, is any of that against your rules?
No.
And what about your wants? Is any of that against your wants?
Definitely not.
His fingers grow just a little bit warmer, just enough possibly to cause a lift. And as you lift up, he presses himself against you.
And she closes the distance and brings their lips together.
Oh.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to have that much appetite for food.
Sorry, picnic.
Yeah.
Sorry, kid.
Sorry.
Did you have a good day, guys?
Oh my
He's
god,
just
you're
watching.
still
He's
here?
just like, oh no, they're not eating the pickled fish.
Why would we serve pickled fish at this picnic?
That was the thing.
Oh, it's true.
It's after a moment that he pulls away. You don't have anywhere to be just now, do you?
I have all night.
Okay. Good. Stops asking for permission for things.
Hooray!
Game's over. the game that they were playing, not this game. Just to be
He is. How do I put this? He's definitely a general.
Oh my.
Are we?
Oh yeah,
Are
we are. Yeah, we are. I think that's great.
He knows what he wants. He is very willing to go into the field.
Hooray!
Oh, that's very good. Whee! There he goes.
He's gone into the field. He's vanished.
He knows how to divide and conquer.
Oh dear. What?
Retreat is not his vocabulary, except actually he likes to advance and retreat.
Oh.
Anyway, we're gonna move on. Young Sue.
Yeah. Young Sue. Hey. Yeah. It's great. It's fantastic. Young Sue grits his teeth and stands up. He's obviously not getting anywhere with this. Heads back over to Jang.
Did it help?
Should be
Oh, and as you say that,
Oh.
Damn.
Just whoa.
Thank you very much.
One done. Thank you.
that would have been awkward if the buzzing in my pants happened.
And you go, ooh.
Is that shot? Is that general shot?
So did it help?
No.
What would?
I don't know. That sucks.
Okay, take a second here. Do you know what you have to do? In general, not specifically.
Yeah, I think I do know in general.
Okay. Do you know what's right?
Yes.
You're positive.
I've never been more of. I'm not more sure of anything else.
You've collected the evidence. You've examined it. You made a little string board.
Yeah.
You've looked at it. And you know.
Yeah.
Then whose guidance do you need?
Someone. I'm supposed to say no one. I'm supposed to say, I don't need any guidance. But that's not true. I need guidance from someone who knows how to overcome an obstacle bigger than anything I've faced before. And not just by going through it. Jang, you're a Kyoshi warrior.
Last time I checked.
You understand that not all problems can be solved with just a war fan.
Direct application of violence.
Right.
No, not everything can be solved that way. Otherwise, I'd beat you over the head. And everything
And it would be fine, yeah. And I don't know when I go to confront the person I need to confront. And I try to apply that force, that pressure. If it doesn't work, I'm just gonna break like a knife against a wall.
You know, one of the things that the Kyoshi warriors are taught is that sometimes When you have a target, you have to not be able to just get to the target or even take out the target, but you also have to be able to leave the target.
What do you mean leave the target?
What good is it if you go into a building, find your target, and then you can't get them out of the building? How do you leave? If you're going to be captured or attacked or killed because you've successfully completed your mission, is the mission a success? There aren't very many missions for the Kyoshi warriors where we're willing to sacrifice ourselves. The ones that we are very important. The defense of this island, for instance. The fate of the world, we'd probably do that.
Sure, yeah.
But you often find that a Kyoshi warrior is much more valuable alive and having a mission fail than dead, even if the mission is successful, because that means there are no more missions, right?
Right.
So, this Takata, you can go after her. You could even take her out, but do you have an exit plan?
That's where my life leads.
You're willing to throw away everything just to see her go down.
She took everything from me.
And if you leave, if you go, if you die, what are you taking away from others?
Myself? I don't know.
Your friends.
Th-
Would they appreciate losing you?
I don't think
Do you have
so.
family? Family who's lost their homes, would they be all right knowing that the person who took their homes also took their son?
No. What if I don't do anything? How can I right the wrong?
I'm not saying do nothing, but have an exit plan. You deserve to go on more missions than just this.
Yeah. You're right.
Occasionally.
Can I buy you a drink?
Yes, you can. But we're not going to the place that everyone else goes to. She's creepy.
Okay. There. Okay. It's a bigger island than I thought.
There's a bar. I'll take you. Come on.
Is this like a Kyoshi warrior, like, watering hole kind of place, you know, where everyone...
No, because then you wouldn't be allowed.
That is correct. I think I could do a pretty good impression. That's a joke.
There's only ever been one. And he's not you.
He doesn't have hair to toss, but he would if he could.
He doesn't have hair?
Oh, he has very short cropped hair, but it can't be.
Okay.
It can't be tossed.
Bow. Friends. That's it, that's all.
I mean, I care about your happiness as a human, but yes, right now my mission is to make sure that you have friends.
That's your mission? That's very kind.
At this particular moment in time, yes. Also, we have embarked on a much bigger mission. That's not really something that can be summed up with a that's it, that's all kind of statement.
That's fair.
Wow.
The only problem with being a Kyoshi warrior is that it makes you very, very hungry.
Because it takes a lot to maintain muscle.
She looks at her arms. I mean,
A
she
lot of
is
protein, right?
decently muscular. Traps for days.
Do short form for half a second. Incredible.
Thank you for believing in us, trusting us.
I'd say any time, but I think you have to earn it. So, you're welcome. And it maybe is just you. So you are in flagrante delicto.
Fucking in the mountain, yes indeed.
Very good.
Yes indeed.
You're dumpling chumplin.
Oh my god.
Stuffing my face.
Oh.
Oh, I guess technically you are, because that seems to be what the Unagi would do back.
Our mouths are also occupied.
Oh my god.
You're taking Jang out for a drink.
Yeah. Learning all sorts of things about Kyoshi Warrior. Well, asking all sorts of things about Kyoshi Warrior training.
Okay. And where do you end up at night?
Field.
You're welcome to ask things in character or just state out of character.
Sure. So you wanna... Should we go back to... should we go back to the mayor's place? Or do you want to stay out here?
If we stay out here, I'm just going to do this again. If we go back to the mayor's place, depending on which room we go into, if it's the same one, I'm just going to want to do this again.
We should stay out here.
Nice.
I can create us an ergonomic sleeping situation out of ground.
Not yet. Young-Soo?
Don has left the campaign.
Yeah.
Don has checked out. Don's gone.
I see. Your
New
privilege
character.
has shifted to
To
Pleasure.
Die.
down.
Or shine.
Yeah, exactly.
I've lost my balance and I've fallen directly into bone.
After an evening of drinks with Jang, Young-Soo would be going back to his room with the intention of going to sleep.
Intention.
Might be murdered.
Bao would try to figure out whether or not Kaiming would be okay to be left alone.
Kaiming is okay to be left alone.
Then Bao will say farewell at a seemingly appropriate moment and head back to the mayor's house and sleep.
For your players' stats, I am resetting all of your fatigue.
Oh, yay! Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Even Don, you only had 3.
It's a certain type of
different kind of
Certain type of
fatigue relief,
catharsis.
right? Yeah. You're getting
emotionally, you
Which
are.
means that Young-Soo,
Yeah.
just for what it's
Oh.
worth, you are still feeling insecure.
Oh.
But
I mean, that does make sense
Yep.
in the fiction.
so I will just tell you that all of you have a very good night's sleep. The one thing that I will say, though, is that after a few drinks, it is very possible that Young-Soo does not notice that Ha is no longer in the room.
Oh, man.
But we'll end
I swear to God.
the session there.
If you lose this little
You
dude,
lost our sweet bean.
oh, it's true.
This is not going to be Haas Lost Days. I swear to God.
Oh, we
are
cannot.
not, and we will not. And I will.
John's like, players,
I will burn the
take a
campaign to the
break.
ground.
I got this episode. Just stop. I'm meeting all the extended members of Young-Soo's family, Bao's family.
Solving all the mysteries.
Yeah.
Finding fatigue.
passing say.
Passing say! John?
There is no ha in Ba Sing Se.
My God.
Well,
Like a damn ladder.
Elizabeth, you want to? We'll go through the questions first. Actually, first, what did you learn this session?
I learned that we are in fact in possession of the mirror scale.
Scott?
Yay! I learned that. Woof. I learned that Young-Soo is not just he's looking for the way in which he's going to be able to protect the mirror scale. He's looking for the path forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kate.
I learned that Bao isn't ready to believe that timing is okay with her choice.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, I
Tell
suppose
me
I
all
should
you
have
want,
your graph
timing,
open,
but
shouldn't I?
yeah, you can tell you all you want, but
So we'll slap on. Oh, it looks like there it is.
Ba-ba-ba-ba.
Elizabeth,
Yars.
did you stop a dangerous threat or solve a community problem?
No.
I don't think any of you did. Did you guide a companion towards balance or end the session at your center?
Enter.
I'm pretty sure I'm still not at center.
I'm not.
Neither of you are. But
Yes.
did you guide a companion towards center?
So they
Which
were
one's
already at center. They were already at balance. So does that guide and comfort count?
I think it does because you still helped give them balance by clearing a condition.
Cool. Then yes, I did.
I will
Hell
say
yeah.
that
Thanks. Great work, team.
We get
Thanks.
two there.
So what have
And
we
then
done?
finally, your playbook's unique question.
Did you accomplish a feat worthy of your burden and tradition? Look at the mirror scale.
You did look in the mirror scale. I'm not certain that would count.
That's fair.
Does Jai count as doing something in? Never mind. Did you make? So mine is. Did you make progress towards your goal against your adversary? And I would say, pretty hard no.
Okay.
Pretty hard no.
Learned something meaningful or important relating to my family? No. Other than that, Chai and Dan are getting it on, but that's not relevant to my playbook.
It might be later.
Is it Dai or Jean? Which one is it?
Ooh.
Die.
Hmm.
Well, we'll find out whether he's manipulating or
That's right.
just down for it.
And then, Liz, did you want to call out somebody's play?
Yeah, I'm gonna call out Bao's snapping at Don right after the guiding comfort. I thought that was great because the two of them had actually spoken about the date.
Yeah.
Like it's like Bao knew it was happening, but it was only until it was about to actually happen that it suddenly wasn't okay, and that seemed really like perfect for everyone's situation that they were in. And I just really loved that like headbutting moment because I see both of their points. Yeah.
Kate?
I want to highlight Young-Soo trying to make a plan. Trying, like,
hard.
the impetus, the drive, the wanting to tackle it, the way that I feel like, you know, the hammer smash is like the theoretical thing, but it's not just, I want to punch things. It's, I want to, you're trying to get to the point.
Yeah.
So you're finding other ways to manifest that drive that the character has, other than just being like, who could I punch?
Yeah.
So I really like that. And your interaction with Ha, despite getting mad.
No. Oh man.
Thumbs up.
So sad, but thank you. Yeah. And I want to highlight Elizabeth here as Dawn. Liz, in the date scene, I thought very specifically, I really enjoyed the way in which you kind of revealed Dawn's desire for freedom, but what that looks like in the context of the role, right? Like, knowing, you know, Jai asked, like, where would you want to go? And it's basically the answer is anywhere. I just kind of want this generalized concept of freedom. I don't know what it means for me right now, which is really cool. While not asking him at all about whether he's manipulating you.
That's right.
Which was great. I was also like, I wonder if that's gonna. Oh no, okay, great. All right. This is cool.
Gonna
It's very
feel
cool.
it.
Great. So yeah, basically.
Feel.
Nice.
They are feeling it out.
They are feeling
Results are
It.
inconclusive.
out.
Will require further study.
Oh. That's hot. Hell yeah. And I'm gonna highlight John creating the drink person.
Yeah.
Person selling drinks. Just again, like another I know I was joking about it, but like Yoshi Island, for a place that basically has one distinguishing characteristic, has become a very cool, dynamic place filled
Yeah.
with a lot of wild ass people, and I think it's
I
fun.
was not expecting the drink vendor to eat. Like, I thought you were just gonna be like, great, she buys a bottle and continues on. And then the drink vendor showed up and it was wonderful.
drink vendor.
Drink vendor.
Oh, also, just FYI, I don't know if anyone else, the
Scorched to death.
In my mind, it looks like Jägermeister with like fire flakes floating in it, like that fucking gold
Yeah.
flake shit that you can buy.
Like
Gold-
Gold
gold-
Schlager?
Gold-
You want to know
sorry, yes.
what I think it tastes like?
Gasoline.
No,
I'm so ready.
I think it tastes like Fireball, but it burns like 4 times.
Oh, I don't like that.
Twice. What goes in and when it goes out.
Ow.
Yeah.
Yeesh. And the beaches are excellent. I do love a good beach.
Well, folks, what do we have coming up this week?
Venus Striker is
it.
continuing her work as a public defender. She just finished a case involving a stage actor, or no, film actor. She's continuing on to the next case in the Phoenix Wright trilogy in the first, so I think it's chapter 4 of the first game. That'll be most weekday mornings, probably 10 a.m. to noon Eastern, but stay tuned to the Discord for details.
Mostly driving tomorrow, but I'm hoping to catch the beginning before I go. Yeah. Normally I stream on Tuesday nights. I'm unavailable for a few days, so that will be open, but check the Discord to see
Maybe
if
Thursday.
Scotty can return at some point. Yeah.
Thursday's not.
Oh.
Thursday's also out, unfortunately, but that's the hope is that we
Yeah.
can jump in at some point.
Friday?
Friday there will be Punchy. We canceled it last week, but we are continuing God and Boy Ragnarok style
Oh, Dan.
on Friday.
Friday?
Saturday?
Friday is the release of a certain Zelda game. If all goes according to plan, I'll probably be playing a significant amount of it whenever I can. Probably starting on Friday, possibly until the weekend, and probably in the late afternoons the week after. Zelda!
Zelda. I am also very excited to be doing the same thing.
Saturday?
We might cancel everything to just play Tears. No, I'm kidding.
Plan is Drew Crew.
The plan is Drew Crew.
Brassbound Trunk. It's a wild one.
Oh man, I'm getting a dialect workout too, which we do
course
not
not.
like. It's fine. And then I also normally stream on Saturday nights with Doomed. Our most recent campaign has come to a thrilling conclusion, so the question is whether we're starting something new or not. It's Discord. That's where you gotta find out all the details.
Sunday?
We'll be right back here, same time, same channel, with episode 10 of Avatar Legends: The Mirror Scale. Woo!
Thanks for tuning in. Super appreciated. Go check things out on the Discord if you want to discuss this. There's a channel made specifically. There's 2 even. One of them.
Yeah.
You can post spoilers. But until then, we're just going to keep heading on this direction, that direction. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for the subs. Bye.
You got it on.